address it.
At least they're in good spirits.
That was awesome.
Nice.
A nice tan there.
Milk done that your body good, sir.
What's going on, guys?
What's up?
So we are here to talk our he's gonna have 5 recommendations from the Criterion stuff. Is that what we're doing here?
It's the top 5 Criterion releases of all time because this is not that crew. I can tell you right now, I got maybe 8 of them total. So these are my favorite 5, and I don't see myself buying anymore. So I'm this is the blue collar approach to the Criterion channel.
Yeah, I was mentioning before we started that I probably know the least about Criterion. Here I am hosting the stream. But I know these guys know a lot more than I know. But I got my 5 here. These are 5 good ones. 5 recommendations I stand behind. So yeah, I think it should be a good time. A good time to do this. Of course, everybody and their mamas got a Criterion video up right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But so if we throw our hat in the fray. So
and it's like, like I watched, I'm not gonna name any names, but I did watch one recently, and it was 10 movies no one had ever heard of, with like they were all like French, they're all shorts, you know what I mean? It was just like these recommendations, it's like I would just like, who the hell would buy that? Some of this shit, like some of this stuff, I mean, it's just irritatingly I don't know, pompous is the word. I'm watching these, I'm just going like, who are you recommending this to? Blind people? Like some of these recommendations. But I'm expecting us to have a more rounded, realistic set of recommendations, at least in my opinion. So
yeah,
grounded, I guess, is the better word.
I don't know about Tony.
Yeah, Tony has weird ones.
No, mine are pretty rounded, but it is a good opportunity to check out films that you've never heard of, never seen.
Yeah.
You may not like them, but you may love some of them.
yeah, they do got a pretty wide mix, man. I mean, you get something from like a Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and then you get, like Brad says, some weird short from France you never heard of.
Yeah.
And it's all over the place. So there's a little bit for everybody. But unless you're a hardcore, I guess pretentious is a good word, hardcore film, deep lover, maybe some of these ain't going to be for you. Definitely not for me.
Brian, I mean,
Quite
you
a few I
probably
like.
know this, isn't it? From what I understand, the Criterion is the idea behind it is you don't have to buy releases from anybody else. You just buy each of their releases, and you have a perfectly cultured cinema collection at your fingertips. That that's the idea behind it. They're
in so many words, I guess they're kind of like that.
yeah. So that's their opinion.
Some people that buy physical media, I know they only buy Criterions.
There's a lot of people that, like I said, I think that's kind of the idea is you get their picks, their exact, like you're one of the cool kids if you have all the Criterions.
Imagine all the money. Imagine all the money we would save if that's all we bought was just Criterion.
Right?
Yeah.
1,300 and some releases.
Well,
a continuing series of important classic and contemporary films.
Yeah.
There was a very, very, very brief minute that I was going to try to collect them all, being a spine whore, and I said, "Nah, I can't do this." I got one that was like spine number like 15 or something, and they got my brain clicking. I'm like, well, I can go back and get 1 through 15 pretty easily. And I looked at some of the ones that's like, I don't need this. What is this? I can't even pronounce that. It's like, I can't do this.
That's why, besides the Vestrons and the MVD rewinds, I don't even look at fucking numbers. I can't.
Very good.
Well, there is a cult to them, There is a cult of people that are just like, they'll hold up, like I said, that a weird French movie from the 40s where some woman lost her handbag, and it's black and white, and there's no dialogue, and they'll go, "Oh my God, just a wonderful film that," and like the other people hadn't even seen it. You won't get that in this stream. That's my idea behind this one. I guarantee
I have this one here where the lady lost her handbag, and let me take that one out of the mix. Get rid of that one.
Yeah.
So, let's see who we got out there. We got 15 people watching. Not bad.
Pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah.
What's going on, Sydney?
Hey, Sydney.
Hagen K, what's going on, man?
Hey there.
All in Oats.
Hey,
Criterion, hell yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, Ken? Wild Wranglers in the house.
This is going to be a wild one, man. This is going to be a. It's going to be a
Hollywood is on strike. Writers and actors get every 4K and steelbook possible, and DVDs as well.
Yeah, I heard it's more than just writers now that are striking.
Yeah, the actors are striking too now, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Not going to mention any names, but I follow some actors on Instagram, and some of them are like striking against all that shit.
Yeah. And I was watching Sean's channel. He was talking about he does all the conventions and shit, whatever. Gets all the actors in for the conventions.
Yeah.
And he said that he put the list out there of stuff they can't do. They can't promote any new projects, stuff like that. But there's like a fine line where they can do autographs, and they can kind of talk about old stuff that's not being re-released. There's all these things they can do and can't do. He still thinks there'll still be conventions, and the people will still come for autographs, but there probably won't be like a Q&A session, stuff like that. That's kind of what he was saying, I think. But we'll see. Hopefully this won't last too long. But who knows?
That would suck.
Hey, Luke.
Luke, what's up, man? Chuck. He's still sober, I guess. What is this Criterion thing you mentioned?
Yeah.
All right. Ken, here are some random great Criterion titles. Straw Dogs. Yeah, what a wimp. Cat People. I'm talking about you, Ken. I'm talking about Dustin Hoffman. Cat People. Breaking Point. His Girl Friday in a Lonely Place.
Straw Dogs. That's Johnny's number one. I'm burnt today.
Yeah, Johnny was not a fan of that movie.
Nope.
I like In a Lonely Place. It's a good Humphrey Bogart movie.
Yeah, I've seen 3 of those.
Yeah.
Straw Dogs, His Girl Friday, and In a Lonely Place.
Same here. I've seen those 3.
Yeah. I think I've only seen Straw Dogs out of that list, I think. Pinky's out, boys. What's going on, Anthony?
Hey, Anthony.
Let's get fancy.
Yeah, my tea and carpets are over there on the table. I'm going to grab some in a minute. Kurt laughing. Forth. Everybody saying hey back and forth. Hagen K. Swole Pops. Yeah, man. And I like my little friend George I had on. What's going on, Trini?
Hey, Trini.
What's up, Trini?
So Trini.
Trini.
Dirt, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
We did reach out to some hardcore Criterion people to do this stream, and they quickly refused. when they heard who was going to be on it. It was like,
you talk Criterion, and all the high class people come up. Dirt comes
yeah,
out.
yeah.
All the high class comes out.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, Nocturne, what's going on, buddy?
Hey,
Oh,
And saying, hey, to Dirt. Criterion titles: Dress to Kill, Fat Girl, Sex, Lies, and Videotapes, and 39 Steps.
I
Yeah.
don't know about Fat Girl.
I've never heard of that one. Gore Forever, Hardcore Snob. You mean Pops?
Absolutely.
Hey, to Dirt. Allie, we're not going to block you tonight. I'm running the shit tonight, so I will not block you. I promise.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, fellas? I'm excited to see what your Criterion recommendations are. Appreciate you being there, Allie.
I was talking to Craig earlier. He's like, you guys are just all going to have the same 5. And he just named off his 5. And I was like,
I bet we don't.
Why the hell do you think that? Every time he thinks that, and he'll name 5 movies, he's like, everybody's just going to have my 5.
Sydney, what's happening, brother? Scratch Burning, what's going on, man?
Yep.
Well, I'm watching Jaws 2. Nice, man.
Hell yeah. Have you checked out that 4K yet, Pops?
I have not. I'm waiting for my third copy to come in, then I'm going to check it out.
Okay. Freeze the charm.
No, I just haven't watched it yet.
Just in case the other two don't work, you know?
So I made the dumb mistake, whatever. One night, whatever, I was just flipped around finding something to watch. I was in the living room, and I came across Jaws 2 on my Voodoo account. I started it. I ended up watching the whole damn thing. And I wish I wouldn't have done that because, you watch, you don't want to turn around and watch it back to back. I had the movie in like the next day. I don't know why I did that. Why not just wait for the 4K to come in? But so I have not watched the 4K yet, but I have watched the movie recently.
Well, now you got it recent in your memory to where you know the 4K, how much better it'd look.
Yeah. Yeah, true. That'll be compared to streaming too. So, Criterion is a label definitely cherry picked from. The only title I have for them right now is Raging Bull. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's who the stream's for, in my opinion. This is for people that are not the crazy diehards that are still like looking for some gems and stuff like that, because they do have a lot of really good titles. It's just, in my opinion, they have a lot of titles that are for a very small group of people that are what I would call snobs or hipsters. The key with the beginning montage with all the hipsters, that's the people that buy these, and it's like whatever if the movie could be horrible, they're still going to like it.
I like a lot of the hipster ones.
Yeah, well,
I do.
also like a lot of really obscure Vinegar Syndrome titles. So
yeah, true.
Not a hipster. It's just whatever it is. It is. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Eugene saying hey to everybody. What's up, Eugene? And saying hey to Allie. Gore says I will say I give Criterion credit for releasing multiple Cronenberg films.
yes.
Yeah, he's Canadian, dude. He's Canadian. So if you're a foreign director, they love you. They're gonna release the shit out of your stuff.
Craig, what's going on, buddy? Criterion should license from Disney and do a 4K of The Rock and Signs. Yeah, I agree. We got the DVD of The Rock, and since they did Wall-E, they should do Toy Story.
They should do something else.
Yeah.
It's been like a year since Wall-E came out, right?
It has.
Yeah, but we all know too that they'll do stuff like this. They'll throw a Wall-E out amongst all the other like highbrow stuff to kind of, offset it a little bit. And Wall-E, I don't know if it's that. This is bro science, but from what I understand, that's one of their best sellers is Wall-E on 4K.
Probably like a gateway drug to the Criterion collection.
Right.
Getting
people involved in it.
Yeah.
Great promotional tactic.
Yep.
Yep.
Gizmo, what's going on, man?
Hey, Gizmo.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, Gizmo?
We're on here back and forth. Chris C, what's going on, man?
What's up, Chris?
Or sorry, I got to read ahead of time. All right. Trying to be funny, Holland. I have no freaking Rudolph poop idea what you're talking about. Okay. Anthony says I can do my top 5. I'll just pull out the 5 Criterions off.
Yeah, I think I own 9.
Hope Gizmo Claus brings me a
Continuum
transfunctioner.
That's from Do Where's My Car?
Chris C says, agree, Gore forever. I have all Criterion Cronenberg films they have released under them.
Yeah, I think most of them have had, if not all of them, had re-releases from Arrow on 4K.
And Chuck's killing. He said he was amazed to see he has 12.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah.
Wild Wrangler says, Pops, do you have some gray poupon? Yeah. Yeah, I'm all out, man. I got some French's mustard in there. That's close enough. Scratch Bernie says I'm excited to see Tony's pool. Tony pool salad.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I do have that. It's still sealed. I haven't watched it yet. But I heard on Dip talking about it so much. I said, hell, I got to try it.
Let's keep
I bought it, but
not my collection.
Yeah, the hell with that movie.
I know very little about it than when I've heard them talk about it. So I was curious. Chris says, Hatchet the like button, people. Appreciate it. Ken says, Aries shipped out my Bruce Lee exclusive 4K set. Saw some unboxings. They packaged them horribly. Yeah. Mine is coming destroyed. You can take it to the bank.
Wow. Dang. Mine's coming directly from Arrow. So.
All right. Trini says, is this a top 5 Criterion or let's bash Criterion? Shaking my head.
It's a little of both, man. A little of both. I can't pretend that I love. I hate that when these people do these tops, and they're like, oh my god, they're wonderful. And then the next week, Arrow, they're wonderful. And then the next week, Second Sight, they're wonderful. It's like everybody, you got no problems with any of them whatsoever. But I don't
hate Criterion. I actually enjoy the Criterions that I have. There's just not a lot in the filmography that I care about. But the ones that I got, I think the special features are great. Packaging is good. I have no problem with them. But
besides the game, I think they've all been the ones that I bought were all good releases.
When they announce them monthly, I get excited because I'm thinking maybe one I might like out of the bunch, and usually like any come out. But
that's kind of me too.
Surprised, like after hours, I was surprised about that one.
Yeah, Trini, that's why we needed you on here, a diehard Criterion fan. You know, it's good to have a mix.
All right, Gizmo says top 5 is easy. Come and see. Solaris, Stalker, Dreams, Lone Wolf and Cub, Benito, In the Stream, Love You, Paris is Burning, and Mindy Has a Vagina. All right.
I thought you were going to read ahead.
Yeah, you know, Tony. Sometimes I get carried away.
That's not a bad word in our streams, Tony.
Yeah. There's a reason we don't multi-stream to Tony's channel.
Yeah.
That's a mild comment for Gizmo.
It's not because it's like he could multi-stream all of them. He's just like, you know what? We'll just do them on yours. That's cool.
That's a mild Gizmo comment.
Yeah.
It's funny to me, and I don't want to mention their names, Garrett, but he has his issues, whatever. He has to watch something like this and go, what the hell? How is it possible that they're still alive and I had problems?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It don't make any sense to me, really, personally, but
yeah.
Screen goes black, stream over.
Stream over.
All right, figured you say Criterion Trini is summoned.
And Jace too. Jace was going to do this, but Jace got tied up today, so he wasn't able to make it.
Yeah.
All right, Craig says, give us the Breakfast Club on 4K. Uncle Buck would be nice too. Yeah, that'd be a cool.
Yeah.
I'll
take
absolutely.
Anthony says, hell yeah, Craig, the Breakfast Club definitely deserves a 4K. I feel like that's coming. I feel like we're going to get that eventually.
I feel like somebody else will do it, you know? I feel like somebody else will do it besides them, but I could see him redo it also.
I can see Keno doing that, but I'd like to see Criterion do a 4K. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd definitely sell my soul for an Uncle Buck. For sure.
In my opinion, do a top 5 horror talk or movie and talk crap about horror fans and the crappy movies they watch.
Absolutely, you should. You should do videos. I agree with you 1,000%, Trini.
Yep.
And Greg says, can we all agree that Criterion has horrible packaging? Hate digipacks.
I hate digipacks too, but most of them are not digipacks. Really.
The typical Criterion packaging, though, I like the clear cases. They're really good and sturdy.
Yeah.
But I do agree with the digipacks. The digipacks you can't really do much with once they're open.
It's the same cases as Indicator, right?
Yep. About the same, yeah, at least, yeah. I do like how they have the full array. And they tweak the artwork a little bit at least, and it's a full picture. They have their good points too. It's just
all the regular spines line up. They're nice and uniform, but I do have to keep my regular ones separate from the digipacks.
Me too.
They just don't look good blended in.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, Tony. When I was pulling some of these off the shelf, I got mine an $1 quarter right now, and they look like crap on the shelf. I think when I put them back on the shelf, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do them by style of packaging.
Yeah, do that first. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It looks a lot better.
And then I'm going to go take my medication. I should be fine then.
See what I mean? You see all the shit they stir up? Johnny ain't saying nothing. He likes Criterion. So he's just up there just like, whatever.
I'll be the first one to admit, like, especially for the first 2 years on my channel, I think I pretty much just ridiculed Criterion fans for the most part. Because when I was looking around on YouTube, the only thing you would ever find is like these YouTube snobs that was just literally going around. They would buy like $1,000 worth of Criterions. I couldn't even pronounce half the fucking names for these movies, and I'm like, where are they buying? They kind of sound like snobs, but as I got into it, thanks to like Cody and Brian, I found some of the best films I probably own in my collection. I'll give them that for sure. So, not to mention the supplementary material, I think they do a great job with that too.
Yeah. All the special features I went through getting ready for the stream, man, they're really good. They got some really good special features, really good interviews.
Go out and get new special features. That's a big bonus. Like I heard today, some Scream Factory stuff that's coming out. It's all archival stuff, brand new release, and they want you to pay a top price, and it's all archival. They didn't bother to get new features, so Criterion doesn't do that.
Bride of Chucky has nothing else. Nothing.
Bride of Chucky, which people have been wanting for 4K for a long time, has nothing. Nothing new.
Anthony said, Trini, you should be on that panel defending Criterion right now, man.
I totally agree. Absolutely, totally agree.
Ray says, well, I have 20 Criterions, thought I had less. Chris says, bunch of Criterions I have are blind buys, so a lot to still watch, and a few from Brad's recommendations and the gents here.
Very few.
There'll probably be some more tonight, I'm sure. Probably some for myself as well. Against the After Hours 4K just came out on by Criterion. Wonderful disc, underrated Scorsese.
A lot of people like it, yeah.
Hagen Case is plus the only good time to buy them is during the 2 main sales. That's the only time I ever buy them. I'm sure a lot of people are like that.
But lately, Amazon, I mean, you've been watching this heavy, Brian, where lately they've been around 20 on Amazon year round.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing. They used to go back up to 40 in between sales, and it seems like now they're kind of around that $20 price the whole time.
Sometimes they'll be like 20, a few bucks more, and then they'll have those little like quick the coupon things on Amazon.
Yeah, apply the coupon.
Yeah. I just wish I kind of wish they did. I'm kind of glad they don't, I guess. But I wish my local Barnes and Noble sold movies. You walk in there and say, "Where's your movies?" They look at me like we don't have movies. It's a bookstore.
Sir, this here is a bookstore. Now,
right? That's pretty much what it was.
You got to go down to Walmart.
And he's like, we could order something for you, have them delivered to the store. And I said, I got the World Wide Web at home now. I got America Online and everything. So
I got a mailbox and everything.
See this in my hand? It's a phone. It has the web on it.
Right. Trini says, not a diehard. I love all movies. There you go, man. Chris says, yeah, I purchased like 5. This one going now, $20 each. You can't beat it. Alex says, I have 21 Criterions, and I think they're a good mixture. All of their Charlie Chaplin titles, a lot of mainstream titles, a couple of lesser talked about titles, definitely no French shorts.
Yeah, they got the Chaplin stuff's pretty good.
They're good for that, They're also good for having needlessly obscure titles that no one would even care to see.
And I'll let y'all read that. I ain't gonna talk shit about Garrett. I'll let y'all read that one.
Yeah, YouTube gives Garrett shit because of that damn headband. Absolutely, they do.
They call Garrett Mr. G-rated, wherever they call him. I mean, Garrett definitely shouldn't have any problems. Garrett is very, very careful about the shit he puts out there.
Yeah, he's still.
And that's why it drives me crazy that he had problems. I mean, if anything, we should have been going 6 months ago.
Yeah, they didn't shut the channel down. They just took away his monetization.
Yeah, but it don't make any sense. My number 5, The War of the Worlds, 1953.
Go one.
I've seen 3 of the rotten so far, and I can't say this much. There's at least one really freaking stinky, rotten, and brown in my collection.
Okay.
This is and most of David Lynch films are on Criterion, all but one Dune.
A lot of those guys.
Gizmo said, "Looks like Johnny's in a Wes Anderson film tonight."
Yeah.
Greg says Casino 4K would be a good Criterion. I agree, but I'd like an Arrow box set and an equal amount of blueberries in each muffin.
An equal amount.
Gizmo says Criterion has been around since the Laserdisc times. They must have 10,000 titles by now.
Yeah, they have fucking Ghostbusters on Laserdisc Criterion.
Wow. Number 5, The Last Temptation of Christ.
That's another.
That's William Dafoe, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah. All right, guys, we got 24 people out there. We'll get started. And Johnny, my man, it's like you in the hot seat. You get to go first, man. Well, you're number 5. I guess what recommendation? Number 5 pick.
Yeah, number 5 right here. If you see me looking down, it's just because I took some notes. Want to come a little bit prepared. This one right here from number 5 is 1981 film, 2 hours and 4 minutes long. It's nothing short of what I would call an absolute masterpiece, and that is none other than Thief.
Oh, hell yeah.
Definitely got to watch this flick for the first time maybe 2 years ago, and I've probably seen this movie at least 8 times now in that span of 2 years. Really good film. Budget for this film back in the day was $5.5 million. The movie was shot in Chicago plus LA for some of the scenes as well. Let me stick to my notes here so I don't go off path here. The soundtrack is done by none other than Tangerine Dream, which I believe this was their second film they did the score for. Their very first film they ever done was, I believe it was a William Friedkin film called Sorcerer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff I'm going to tell you is found right here in the special features of this disc, so don't think I'm an expert on this film by any means. I just actually watched the special features like some people. This is the whole film is based on a book that was I can't think of couldn't find out what year the book had actually came out, but the book was called The Home Invaders. The guy who wrote that book was Frank Hammer. Let's see what we got. Cinematography for this film is definitely one of a kind. There's even scenes where James Caan's in his Cadillac Eldorado and he's like riding down the street. You can actually see every sign that's like reflected off the paint job of that car. The opening shot too as well. As soon as James Caan gets in his Cadillac and he's driving off from what I would call the very best scene of a heist in any film I've ever seen. Maybe other than Rafifi, which is just happens to be a French film that you guys probably hate. Anyway, one of the best opening scenes of a film where they're just breaking into a safe. That's actually James Caan. They just kind of let him run wild with the tools on set to break into the safe. And the special features for the interview for this, he was actually going over that, saying that Michael Mann just gave him a lot of freedom and was just like, all right, go with it. And let's see what we can get on tape. But he gets into the car and there's a cinematic scene where it's like a rainy night in Chicago and the camera kind of like pans down from top to bottom between these two apartment complexes. And just the light, the cinematography, the way they lit this whole movie is great. Even just when the title card of this movie comes up, the color that they use for the title card is captivating. It's like I said, 124 minutes that you can't look away from. And yeah, any day of the week, I could probably take this movie out of my number 5 spot and it could just keep climbing higher. Next week, it'd probably be higher. Who knows? But definitely, I recommend that film for anybody who doesn't have it. If you don't want the Criterion of it, there's also an Arrow video. I think that might have been an Arrow Academy release, I believe. But if that doesn't have a 4K by now, I would definitely say they should do it because I think it would probably sell pretty good for them. But if you don't have it and you like some heist movies, and I think that's a movie that Brad would probably say that's a movie that shows you how it is to be a real fucking man. So, but yeah, number 5 is Thief.
That's a direct quote.
Yeah. Great beat, man.
But I love that part where you're talking about with the safe, where they busted in the safe in the opening, and there was a second locked cabinet behind it, and James Caan didn't know that, and he just had to just keep going, and he just continues to bust it out, and you can see him like kind of celebrate, and it's like that was all like ad-libbed. It was all like just let it roll. Worked perfectly. They actually taught him how to break into safes. They don't do that shit no more.
Nope. All right, number 5 for me is going to be a little bit lighter of a movie. Going with Election. Alexander Payne film from 1996 or 99. Sorry, a little later. Starring Matthew Broderick and Reese Witherspoon. I've always been a big fan of this movie ever since it came out. It's like an MTV film, actually. So they always aired ads for it on MTV back in the day, and it's just pretty much just about this high school election that just goes crazy with this crazy girl named Tracy Flick. She's just batshit, and the teacher is really annoyed by her, Matthew Broderick, so he tries to get this other kid played by Chris Klein. Forget his name in the movie, but Chris Klein, he's like an athlete in the movie, and really has no real reason to be in this school election, but everybody wants to vote for him over Tracy because of just because he's an athlete and whatever, and it pisses her off to no end. And it's just a really fun time. It's a little dark in spots, and Alexander Payne just knows how to direct well. He knows how to flesh out characters. He knows how to make you care about the characters in the movie. It's really hilarious, dark, funny. Has a lot of emotion to it. I just recommend this one highly. It's a real fun one. Have you guys seen this one?
Yeah, I like
know.
that one, and I do think that it really gives you a good idea of how high school is.
Yeah.
Where the popular kids, if you put the popular kids up for election, I know Reese Witherspoon, she was really aggravated when all that happened. But yeah,
Yeah.
really good dark comedy.
Yeah, it really touches on some dark subject matter, like a teacher, being involved with a student as well in the movie, and just what can happen with that too. Yeah, but
Johnny's here just perking up. Oh man,
there's a lot of memorable moments
You
here.
don't
And,
say.
if you like Alexander Payne's other movies like Sideways and Descendants and Nebraska and stuff like that, I'd highly recommend checking out Election.
Yeah, I grabbed it in the last sale. I have not watched it yet, but I've seen it before, way
Yeah.
back in the day. But I haven't
Yeah.
watched that release yet.
Yeah.
But it's back there.
All right, number 5. 1968, Night of the Living Dead. This is the 4K. There's a Blu-ray Digipack. This is one of those like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Exorcist. You have to have it in your collection. That's what I feel about this. This is definitely the definitive release. I don't know why you go further than this, but this is a big release. 3 discs. Anything you ever want to know about this movie, it's on here. It's a great release. Written and directed by George A. Romero. It takes place and is shot in rural Pennsylvania. I didn't take any notes on this. It's Night of the Living Dead. Everyone's seen it. I do favor the remake more than this, but I'd love to see the uncut of the remake. But anyway, this movie as is great. Really super low budget. What they did with it is great. I know there's like some kind of like social commentary in this. I don't feel that at all. I understand people say that, but I don't feel that at all when I watch it. And then they talk about the ending and how that was supposed to be some big meaningful thing, and like I don't get any of that either. But the stuff in the basement, all that, we've all been there. This is the Godfather of zombie movies for a reason. I watched it, the scan. Black and white just generally looks great in 4K for some reason anyway. This looks awesome, even though it's clipped. But you pretty much get the story. It's a brother and sister that goes to the countryside, to put a wreath on a grave. They get attacked by a zombie. One of the first ever zombies, but it's a traditional zombie going forward. This is the one that was patterned off of. And the brother gets killed, and the sister goes and takes refuge in a farmhouse. And there's already some people there, and they kind of have their own drama in the house while the zombies are trying to get in. Anyway, like I said, not a lot to say about this. This is definitely the definitive release. Everybody's seen this movie 1,000 times. I don't need to go into specifics of the plot. It was a groundbreaking film, and this is a very Criterion release. So definitely, this is a must own. I think it's like 25 in the sale right now. What's the spine number? 909. So people need to know that for some reason. This is one to get for sure.
Yeah, I still have the Blu-ray. I haven't upgraded the 4K. I didn't realize the Blu-ray was a digipack. I didn't realize the 4K was just a regular release, not a digipack.
Yeah, it's a fairly new release. I don't know exactly how new, but
I'll probably upgrade that to sale for it's over with.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 5 recommendation is from 2019, and it is Sound of Metal 4K release. Have any of y'all seen this?
No, I haven't.
Really great release. This about this guy here on the image and his girlfriend. They're in a metal band, and he's the drummer, and he's losing his hearing and going deaf, and how he has to cope with life, trying to learn how to live life being deaf. And to me, I enjoyed it because it seemed very realistic as far as his situation, having to kind of give up his passion for playing the drums. You pretty much can't play the drums if you can't hear, and you pretty much can't be in a band if you can't hear. So this actor does a really good job of portraying this character and his struggle trying to figure out how to live life going deaf. It's got a lot of good off characters from where I guess it's a place he goes to kind of cope with being deaf. So I would definitely recommend you check that one out. I've already seen it twice since I picked it up. It's just a really good one. Spine number 1151.
Oh yeah, that would be
Okay.
tough. I mean, think about it. You lose your whole identity.
Yeah.
Who are you if you can't play? If that's your thing,
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, I always heard it's a really good movie.
Yeah, they do a really good job with the sound editing in the film. You listen to it through his hearing, so you can barely hear people talk at times, and you hear he has a cochlear implant, so you kind of hear some squealing noises, and it's just it's a really good one.
Yeah, I wrote that one down, Tony. I think I'm gonna grab that one. Sounds all right. All right, my first one is gonna be this is a childhood favorite. Anybody grew up in the '80s, they love this movie. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh yeah.
I was very excited to see Criterion put this out. Love the packaging. Love the artwork in it. Special features on this thing are great. I just finished watching the special features. I had watched the movie before, but I wanted to watch the features before the stream. And I tell you, they're really great, man. You got a great a new interview with Cameron Crowe and the director. I got it right here. Amy Heckerling, and so yeah, really good interview with them. A new interview. They go into a lot of information about the film. Like one thing that I thought was interesting is the sex scene with Jennifer Jason Leigh and Robert Romanus in the pool house. Everybody knows the scene. Mm-hmm. Well, they had to cut out certain parts of that to not get an X rating. And you got streaming services cutting out movies, chopping up these old classics to make them PR for now. In this Criterion release, they add the sex scenes back in. And Cameron Crowe was talking about it. And not that I'm super excited about it, but I did go to that scene just to kind of check it out after seeing that. And you do get a full frontal of Robert Romanus, whatever. So you get a nice little shot of Mike Damone that you probably don't want to see, but you're going to see it. And they did take that out of this release, and they got added back for the first time in this release here. And there's also, I think there's a TV cut on here where he writes, little prickle inside the car. They changed it to like little brick or something like that for the TV cut.
There's a few deleted scenes in that TV cut. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like what they write on the wall.
Yeah,
I won't say it here, but they should change all that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the movie's fantastic. It's got really good special features. Everybody's seen this movie. Everybody pretty much became a man watching Phoebe Cates get out of the swimming pool. It's probably one of the most iconic scenes ever. She's not ugly. But I'll kind of go over the features real fast. At least the high points anyway. You get a new restored 4K digital transfer, supervised by director Amy Heckerling, with a 5.1 surround DTS master audio soundtrack. New conversations with Heckerling and Crowe, like I was saying. You got an old documentary, reliving Fast Times at Ridgemont High, a 1999 documentary featuring interviews with cast and crew. And like I said, it's just loaded, man. It's got great features. This is the iconic release to have. This is the ultimate release to have for this movie if you're a fan. I was super excited, like I said, for this to come out, and this is going to land at number 5 for me. I mean, just look at that artwork, man. This is just such an 80s movie. You know, it's like I'm an 80s kid. You go back and watch this. It's like brings me back to those days, man. It's done really well.
Yeah, that's what I like about the Criterion Collection. They're all about preserving film. So if there's anything that's been removed previously, they're going to have either the correct cut, or like Brian said, they're going to have the television cut. So you got a lot of different opportunities to see it in different formats. And so that's really good about that. Same way with mainstream films like Breakfast Club, Election, all of those films. Mm-hmm. You're going to get the top tier release for those on Criterion.
Yeah, and that interview with Cameron Crowe and Amy Heckerling, man, it's a really great interview. He go into a lot of stuff about that movie I never knew about. You get a little interview with Sean Penn. It's not a new interview with Sean Penn. It's one from '99, but you learn a lot about the movie. Like both of Sean Penn's buddies in the movie, Eric Stoltz and what's the other guy's name?
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards. Both of them came in to apply for Spicoli's part. Neither one of them got it, but they wanted them in the film, so they became the buddies. So kind of deal. So, like I said, if you're a fan of the movie, you got on that release, man. It's fantastic. Big fan of it. And again, like Brian was saying earlier, you get 10, 15, 20 films, you don't know what the hell they are, and then you get this.
Yeah.
That's what I look for every month. I look for something like this to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And to Tony's point, when they do finally put out a good movie, it gets the premium treatment from them.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they do a fantastic job with this. I don't hate the company. I agree with you on a lot of the videos that I watch, that I'm just sitting there, I'll see them twirling their mustache.
Yeah.
And
it's like it's more the fans than them, but they've also cultivated that fan base. It's their fault that they have that fan base.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think that's good of what they're doing now. Releasing Wally, releasing Fast Times. Put some mainstream things in there to where people can explore, see what kind of job that they do with these releases, and then maybe they'll kind of test the waters and pick up a release like Sound of Metal that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah, and forever they weren't doing 4K. They were like against doing 4K, and they finally tested the waters with that, and it's selling well for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they got like 15 or 20 of them now.
Yeah.
But I give them props, man, for showing the uncut versions and stuff like that when you got all this shit getting censored now. And I think that's pretty.
They got no
pretty
problem
cool.
with anything that's lewd or strange or
Yeah.
sallow.
It's all, to them, it's all art.
Yeah.
So, it's a different. But
And they got John Waters shit on Criterion.
all the John Waters.
Sydney said Thief, awesome movie.
Oh yeah.
Chris says love Thief. Thanks to Brad for that recommendation a while back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Brent says Thief, so good, excellent pick.
Yeah.
Dirk said hell yeah, Johnny pulling bangers out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
He says saw Thief first, heard about it from Brad. Good film, thanks.
Yeah, I wouldn't shut up about it. It's a problem.
Yeah, Anthony says Thief is excellent. Brad put me onto that film, and I do on the Criterion. Damn, I think Brad needs to get a damn cutback.
They need to make. I would love
There
a
you
4K from somebody.
Okay,
That would be great.
This probably
All right.
doesn't have a 4K yet.
Tracy said, if you think about it, I buy 10 to 12 Criterions twice a year during the sales. I was buying 25 Blu-ray / 4Ks a month. Yeah, y'all leave Trini alone.
Trini's my boy. It's just, it's, my feelings are all hurt. I'm destroyed emotionally, devastated that my hero couldn't be here for this stream. He's gonna let me down.
Jason, good evening, everyone. What's going on, Jason?
Just
He says Sorcerer is great, Thief is good, but it's kind of a warm up for man going and to do the masterpiece heat.
Yeah, masterpiece, huh? Yeah.
I recently watched Sorcerer for the first time. It was really good.
Yeah, that Digibook. Huh?
Jason.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, Anthony said badass Mars Attack shirt, Brian.
Thanks.
Gizmo says election is cute. I only have the DVD, but did not know Criterion has it.
Oh yeah, got some good interviews on there too.
I said, my number 5 Criterion is Love Streams from '84, John Kazavitz and Gina Rollins. Love is Fragile, or is it? Johnny Rock of the Evil Dead as well, and Pops for the Halloween. Yep. This is a shirt meaning I have not done laundry yet. So that's why I'm wearing the Halloween shirt.
Yeah, so I'm wearing the same one.
I had to dig deep in the back of the closet for this one.
This is the free shirt.
I have Night of the Living Dead. Great pick, Brad.
Was it really free though?
Holland says, I'm with Brad. I didn't see any commentary. Night of the Living Dead, just a good movie.
At the end of the movie, I mean, you can't spoil a movie from 1968. The main character, the protagonist, great character, happens to be black. And there's a mob that's cleaning up zombies in the area. And they see, they see what they think is a zombie in the window from like 100 yards away. And it's the main character and he gets shot. That's the commentary. It's like, they just thought he was a zombie. Like, I never understood that. Oh, maybe a zombie just stupid. Maybe I don't get it, but
Chris said, yes, it's probably one of the best looking black and white movies I've seen from them.
Black and white. I don't know why, but for some reason, 4K it always transfers really well. It looks really good.
Not Limited, great. Wild Wrangler's a great film. Pops, appreciate it. Wild Wrangler. Mr. Hand Pops. Oh yeah, Mr. Hand. Mr. Hand's awesome in that. Tina loves movies. What's going on?
Hi, Tiana.
Tiana.
They're saying hey to her, back and forth. Goodness said, finally I get to see the balls in Fast Time. I need to check it out tonight when I'm in bed. Is it a close-up, Pops? It doesn't leave anything for the imagination. Let's just put it that way. They says the release to get it if you want dong. Sorry, Tony, I didn't read that one ahead of time either. My number 5's got to be Rosemary's Baby. Jeez.
Alan, come on, that's your number 1.
It's not. It's not. And I bought that out of print, bitch, from off eBay for too much money.
Alan loves that ending to that.
The ending is fantastic.
That's gravy on your taters right there.
It's a slow burn. I watched it 6 months ago. I'm still waiting for the payoff. My payoff was going to be reselling it on eBay.
You need to do that. You need to do it before it gets released again.
Yeah, the 4K is announced, so you better get the thing off your books.
Chris says, I would agree with that, Dirk. That's the honorable mention for me. I never liked Rosemary's Baby, says Gizmo. Film is art and history. So what's wrong with you, Gizmo?
I do like Rosemary's Baby. I even like the ending. But I don't know what, like, with back then, what could they have done to make that the creature and make it look like, I feel like if you'd have seen it, it would have looked so fake. It would have looked so bad. That would have ruined the movie. I think either way, they were kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. I think you see like a hand, a little like furry hand or something. I haven't seen it in years, but I'll pick up that 4K.
Gives a who liked Rosemary's Baby. The film is perfect, but her baby I don't like. Jason says, yeah, well, what did the baby do to you, Gizmo? Baby is the essence of Satan. And says, it is really cool that Criterion preserves the film's integrity first and foremost. That makes me want to support the company. Yep. Chris says, my number 4 would be the Virgin Suicides. That's actually in my cart right now if I ever hit the button.
Great movie.
Sofia Coppola's directorial debut. I would like to see Clerks or Chasing Amy get a 4K from Criterion.
That would be good.
One.
I could see Clerks getting that 4K.
Yeah.
Chasing Amy had a Criterion on DVD.
Yep. One of the very first DVDs I ever bought that had the Criterion label on it. I had no idea what they were even were at that time.
Yep.
Yeah. Wild Rangers to number 4 is Cat People from 1942.
Yep. I need to add Cat People.
Gizmo, I heard Criterion will release Zombievers this December. Yeah. Day one purchase. Day one purchase.
Imagine the art on that.
That'd be fantastic. Oh. Yeah, Jason says I would buy that. Better be 4K though. Yeah, it had to be 4K. Rosemary's Baby's husband said I was an animal last night.
Tusk is getting a sequel. Maybe they do the 4K for of Tusk Criterion. That would be some artwork.
Whew.
Gizmo says I did not believe any of the girls were virgins in Sophia's film. All right, moving on to our number 4. John, you're back up, buddy.
All right, here we go. Film from 1984 right here, 92 minutes, directed by none other than Alex Cox. That is none other than Repo Man. Got to go with this film. Huge fan of this film. Starring Emilio Estevez, but one of my favorite actors ever is Harry Dean Stanton here, who plays the guy Bud. Budget of this film was $1.5 million. It's set in L.A. Let's see. The best way I can describe this movie, it was actually heard this in the special features of an interview, but they were asking somebody how would they describe this movie, and he basically said it's basically punk rock meets sci-fi in Ronald Reagan's living room. And I just thought that shit was like the most clever thing I ever heard anybody say. Watch this movie, if you've never seen it, you'll totally get that joke for sure. If I'd say this is a movie right here, that's definitely just a slap in the face for like the Ronald Reagan era. The joke on consumerism is all throughout the movie. Eureka does have a release of this. They just re-released it again. If you kind of look at the packaging of it, it kind of resembles all the product placements that you see in this movie. Nothing has a name brand on it. Everything, like if it's food in a can, it just says food on it. There's a scene where Emilio Estevez goes to the refrigerator. He goes to the refrigerator just to pull out some food, and it's just a fucking can that has a spoon in it. It just says the label on it's just food. It's just great. Let's see right here. The main theme, of course, for this movie was performed by none other than Iggy Pop. However, there is a band on stage during the making during this movie when they go into like this bar. That bar is none other than known for Beavis and Bud. Actually, watching their videos kind of got them a lot of exposure back in the day. But the band is called the Circle Jerks. Great, definitely not good music for sure. But however, I'll vote for the Iggy Pop soundtrack portion of it. I do remember back in the day that one of the biggest things that everybody wanted was the television cut version put on disc. I have no idea why, because I've seen both versions of this film. The television cut is a special feature on the disc. I don't see I never see what the whole hype was for the television cut, because to me it was just absolutely horrible. But Criterion did a great job for this. Like I said, Eureka definitely has that re-release of it. If I'm thinking that's the company who did it, but
It's
they
Umbrella.
also Eureka.
Umbrella.
It's Umbrella.
Yeah.
I think it was Eureka that back in the day they actually had the steelbook for it.
Yeah.
There was also this limited thing too. If you like pre-ordered it, they actually sent you like some of the stickers of the product placements in this film as a deluxe package back in the day. I was way late, missed all that stuff. But the special features on here include the television version, of course. There is a lot of interviews on here. Unfortunately, with everything I've ever bought with Emilio Estevez's involvement, he never does a commentary, never does an interview or anything. So if you're expecting anything from Emilio Estevez on this disc, it's not there other than the film. And yeah, that's about it. If you don't own it, definitely take advantage of probably about $20 right now. I'm kind of surprised this doesn't have a re-release as a 4K yet, but I'm sure it's around the corner. But yeah, for $20, you'll get every penny worth if you definitely like the punk rock aesthetic to your films.
Check out that Umbrella release.
All right, number 4 for me is going to be Richard Linklater's Boyhood. I don't know. I just love this one a lot. It's a pretty personal film for the filmmaker and the entire cast, actually, because it's directed over 12 years over the course of this boy growing up from age 8 till he's like, I think maybe 6 years old, actually, until he's 18 years old. It shows like a whole family go through divorce and everything, which really hits home for me because I'm a child of divorce. Great performances by Ethan Hawke, Rosanna Arquette, Patricia Arquette, sorry, and Eller Coltrane. He does a pretty good job as a kid, but when he starts getting older, it starts going downhill for him as far as acting goes. But and he even cast his own daughter, Lorelei Linklater. The director of the film's daughter is the little sister in the movie. And it's just really cool to kind of grow up throughout the movie with these characters and everything. And it's about 2 hours and 45 minutes, so it's not really a short movie by any means. But it's cool because you can tell like when the stuff is taking place in the 90s in the beginning of the movie, they're playing like the old school 90s music that we grew up with as being 80s, 90s kids and stuff like that. So, yeah, just overall awesome performances. I don't know. I think this was nominated for some Oscars back in 2014 when it came out, but I don't think it won anything, which is kind of a shame because this is kind of like a big passion project for Richard Linklater, and he definitely deserves something for it. If you like the Before trilogy, it would probably be his closest thing to this. As far as films go, I wouldn't say it's like anything near like Dazed and Confused or School of Rock or anything like that, but it's like more of a drama with some comedy elements in here too. But definitely recommend checking out Boyhood. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I saw that one when it came out in the theater. I really enjoyed it. I didn't realize that it was going to take place over that whole time span. So that was really amazing that they made that work. And I thought they all did a really good job. Mm-hmm. And just the commitment of the kid to...
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Arrow Video just put that out maybe like a year ago or so or something like
that? They did.
They
put it on 4K, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is just the Blu-ray, but it's got the 4K scan or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. All the people were so dedicated to actually coming back like every year and filming portions of the movie. So
yeah, pretty amazing they were able to do that over that many years.
It just it sucks for that Eller Coltrane kid because he's not in anything anymore. Like he did like 1 or 2 other movies after this, but nothing really popped for him.
That was probably enough for him.
Yeah, it probably was.
His whole childhood.
Yeah. Like how we got to do this again every year.
Right.
Good pick, man.
Well, my number 4 from 2009. Let's get weird. Antichrist.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting movie. That's a good word for it. Written and directed by Lars von Trier. Takes place outside of Seattle, but is 100% shot in Germany. There's no notes to take on this. This is a movie about Willem Dafoe and his wife. They suffer a tragedy. He's a psychiatrist. He marries one of his patients, and he tries to cure her of her PTSD, her issues, by making her face her fears. She's afraid of the wilderness, and they decide to go into the wilderness, and all hell breaks loose. It is definitely my favorite Lars von Trier movie, which is not saying anything. But this is a very Criterion movie. It's loaded with features. It's got everything you want it to know about this movie. This movie's crazy as hell. I can only really recommend it to Johnny. Johnny has seen it. Johnny's has only turned me on to this movie. This definitely will be a WTF title. I can't really go much into this movie because it is insane. There's all kinds of shit happening in this movie. Talking animals, mutilation, genital mutilation, whatever you can think of, it's in here. A very strange ending, but there's no other movie like this. And that's what the Criterion is really about. And anyway, Spy Number 542. There's not really much else to say about it. Check it out. Pick it up for $20. You won't regret it. Maybe you will, but pick it up anyway.
Yeah, so that Antichrist, that's an easy pass for me.
Yeah, I would not recommend it, Tony.
I've come across it before, but yeah, I didn't care for it. So my number 4 recommendation would be Tootsie with Dustin Hoffman.
On that note, Tootsie,
that's right. This
From
is
Antichrist to Tootsie.
And Dustin Hoffman, in this film, he plays an actor who is very difficult to work with. Can't get anybody to hire him. So he dresses up like this lady and gets a job on a soap opera.
As you do.
And it's a romantic comedy. It's got Jessica Lange in it. And I don't know, just a fun movie. It kind of puts me in the mind of Mrs. Doubtfire in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He remade it, Joanna Man.
Joanna Man.
How many of y'all have seen?
I've seen that one in theaters, Tony.
Huh?
I've seen that in theaters back in the day. That's how old we are.
Yep.
Yeah.
But me and Mom went and seen that. I think me, my mom, and sister, and a couple of my cousins were in town, and we went to see that. Whatever, because it was a big deal when it came out.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I never seen it before.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, you would.
What are you doing with your life, Brian?
You would
You're
100% like it.
How does it hold up, Tony? Have you seen it recently?
Oh, it holds up.
Okay, well, I haven't seen it in probably 30 years.
Yeah,
I need to grab that Criterion.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It really does hold up. Brian, it would definitely fit you, I think.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
The tranny movie.
That's fine.
Well,
Mrs. Doubtfire is a training movie too.
Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, how the hell did that ever get made? Who would buy that? I mean, like, who buys him as a woman? This giant, super hairy elderly woman. Like,
that's what makes it so great, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you got his brother-in-law, whatever it is. That's his brother, I guess.
His
it is.
brother,
the makeup person. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
They cover up those hairy knuckles.
Yeah.
But when he's doing the different set get-ups for him, and he's doing all the different voices, such a great scene in this.
That's great. Yeah.
But
after you box them, you ship them. That's the love, smart ass.
So after you box him,
I want to check out that Tootsie though.
I can hear my son now. My son's got a great hello. He does it really good. I can't do it, but my son, he did that shit all the time when he first got introduced to that movie. Man, it drove me crazy.
We're his goddamn kids too.
he hits Pierce Brosnan. He hit Pierce Brosnan in the head with the lime.
Yeah.
And he turns around and says, "I saw the whole thing. It was a run by fruiting."
All right, we got our first duplicate here. Number 4 is going to be Thief.
Oh.
There's not much I can say about this movie that Johnny had already covered. He covered it very well. I took some notes, but Johnny covered all my notes already. 1981, Spy Number 691. There's a Blu-ray and a DVD available of this. Directed by Michael Mann. The special features on this are also, and again, that's why I like the Criterion. The special features are always great.
Mm-hmm.
This one here, I'm going to go through them real fast. You get a new digital restoration, 4K film transfer from the director's cut. Of the director's cut, approved by director Michael Mann with a 5.1 surround, master audio soundtrack. Your audio commentary from Michael Mann and actor James Caan. It's a good commentary if you're into that kind of stuff. New interviews from Mann, Caan. That says new, but they're from 2013. I guess maybe that's when this came out.
Yep.
Let's see. And from Johannes Schmoling, which is the band Tangerine Dream. He's in the commentary as well. You get a trailer in, you get an essay from critic Nick James. But man, fantastic film. You know, like I said, everything I wanted to cover, Johnny's already covered. I had seen this movie back in the day a few times. It had been years. Me and all the guys kind of got together and watched it one night. We're all kind of bullshit back and forth in Discord as we're watching it. It was a fun time, man. This movie is. I've watched it, I think, 2 more times since then. James Caan, he's just a man's man in this movie here. He did say one thing he said in his interview was that out of the hundreds of films he's made, this is one he's the most proud of. He said there's like The Godfather in this. That's like the top of what he likes what he's done in his career. So that's something to be said because the man's had a great career. But yeah, this movie's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I agree with everybody else. This deserves a 4K. I do believe we eventually will get a 4K. I think it'll sell like damn hotcakes. But that's my number 4. And I had a feeling when I put that in my list, that was probably going to come up from one of you other guys. So I know we got some other big fans of that one. All right, let's get caught up on the chat here. All right, Jay says better be a 4K though. He's probably talking about Zombievers. Let's see. Roseberry's baby's husband said I was an animal last night.
Yeah.
Scratching
and shit all over.
Chris says just got Repo Man Johnny off the sale. Great shit. Still haven't seen Repo Man. City says my number 4 is Double Indemnity, 1944. Fred McMurray, Barbara Stanwyck, and Edward G. Robinson.
That's a good one.
I just got that last sale.
Chris said nice one, Sydney. I have that one too. And Gibbs says, City Eubanks, I still have not seen that one. I have it, but not put it in the player. Maybe when I'm done working tonight. Hagen Cases, love the soundtrack for Fast Times. I didn't say anything about that, man. It's a great soundtrack.
One of the best.
Trent says, Brian with no F's given on that Boyhood pick.
Of course.
The cover of Boyhood looks like a 90s black metal album.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I need that Criterion, Brad. Sydney says, Antichrist, sick, but a good movie.
Yeah.
Scratch Bruno says, Chaos Reigns.
That's a line from a fox in the movie. So just so you know what you're getting into.
My number 4 will be Kronos says Dirt.
Kronos is good.
Chris says, that one I don't have Dirt, but that'd be a must pick up. Just added Antichrist to the watch list. Antichrist is fun for the entire family.
Oh, yeah.
Alex says, I need the house that Jack built on Criterion. That would be an immediate pre-order for me.
That's a great movie.
Good movie. Let me pre-read this one. All right. Tootsie was my first drag movie in the collection. Really good story. And I don't believe that, Gizmo. Really good story, and the movie never gets old.
Psycho, probably your first drag movie.
Fair enough.
Or Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Chris says Urban Cowboy is also a Criterion.
Maybe on DVD or Laserdisc or something.
Yeah. Always been a fan
Urban
of that movie.
Cowboy.
So John Travolta.
Okay, I was thinking of Midnight Cowboy, which
Deborah
is
Winger, I think. Yeah, it's a good movie, man. I grew up on that damn thing. Love it.
Yeah.
My sister had the soundtrack, and I used to wear that bitch out of my Winnie the Pooh record player. That's her movie. She's 9 years older than me. I had a Winnie the Pooh record player. She gave me all of her albums when she got married and moved out, and one was the Urban Cowboy. I used to wear that bitch out, man. That and Grease.
Yeah, it's a good soundtrack.
It is. Dirk says, yeah. I probably shouldn't mention my Winnie the Pooh record player too many more times on here. I'm going to lose some street cred.
If you still had it, that would be worth some money.
It probably would be. Let's see. Yeah, Chris, I recommend. Mark M, what's going on? I saw Tootsie in theaters last week. I was playing as part of their 80 series. Hadn't seen it before, and it's great. Also saw Big Chill last week and Blade Runner last night. Nice.
Oh, that's great.
Big Chill's great.
Alice says, can you make me a woman? Honey, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. Jay says, my parents took me along to the theater for Tootsie. I was 7 or 8. Boy, that was fun. Yep. Mike's DVD and Blu-ray collection. Dag Films. What's going on, man?
Oh, Mike.
Let's see. Kate Winslet, what's up? You greedy bitch. You should have put his ass on the damn door with you. All right. I took 12 years to make a subpar movie. It took 12 years to make a subpar movie.
He's talking about Boyhood.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
It's not subpar.
I've heard it's great. I've never watched it.
Chris says, "Oops, never mind. It's the one with John Voight and Dustin Hoffman in it."
Yeah, that's Midnight Cowboy.
Okay.
Chris Cahill, what's going on?
Chris?
Cruising with Al Pacino and Paul Sorvino, directed by William Friedkin, is a great Criterion release.
That's not a Criterion release. It's an Arrow
That's
video.
an Arrow release.
That's what I was thinking. My number 3, Night of the Living Dead. Can't go wrong. Yeah, that's Arrow, Chris.
I do like cruising though. It's good.
All right, moving right along. We're going to go to our number 3. Man, Johnny's back up.
All right. So for the number 3 pick right here, I kind of wanted to stay away from box sets and everything because I know those are a little bit more pricier even during the sales. But I think with the price that they have it for, since it's 50% off, I think it's a no-brainer to go for this. Has 6 films in it. If you're into Japanese films, I would definitely say, especially samurai films, Shogun Assassin films, for that genre, you would definitely want to grab this. But if I got to pick one movie from it, it's definitely going to be the 6th film in this set, which is Lone Wolf and Cub, White Heaven and Hell, which is the 6th film in here. Kind of comes to the conclusion of the father and son pretty much venturing down the highway to hell as a swordsman for hire. The cinematography in this movie is just one of a kind. Out of all 6 of the films in here, I would say that the 6th one is probably the one I've seen the most times, just based on the fact that not only does it have some of the most brutal kills in this movie, but the body count is unimaginable in this movie. If you had to keep, like, let's say you were doing like a tally, like especially like the Friday the 13th franchise, where you're trying to do a body count of each film. If you come to these films trying to tally up all the scores for body count, those numbers are going to go up very, very quick. So number 6 in this one, the 6th film in this one, definitely got my vote for the number 3 recommendation I'd go for. Let me see. Like I said, it is the final film of the set, but I assure you the first 5 films before that is definitely worth a watch. Again, it is Japanese, English subtitles, of course. So if you're not a person who's into subtitles, this is probably not going to be for you. But if you really like really good Japanese films, this box set right here is for you. And that film is from 1974. This does tell the complete story of Lone Wolf and Cub. However, there is a book. There was a series that was like manga. I think they call it manga or something like that. I'm not really big into anime comics or anything like that, but it's pretty much based on that solely. And I know that ran for years and years, and it tells a much deeper story than the films. But all 6 of these films right here are pure gold. But the 6th film in that set would be my number 3 recommendation right there.
How do those relate to Shogun Assassin?
So basically what you got a samurai who's been pretty much set up by these political figures, and not only that, but his own village. They reign supreme power over him. And basically all 6 films is him kind of seeking revenge for the corrupt politician who killed his wife that set him up. And through those films, you're going to go through there where he does basically stick to like the samurai tradition of a swordsman. There's even a scene in there. I got Alan to watch the first movie the other night where they're going to commit, kind of like for his treason, he's going to commit what they call here Akira. And he's kind of just bluffing him out. And for his weapon is pretty much, like I said, is the sword. However, the cart that his child is in throughout all 6 of these movies is kind of like personalized with its own weapons. Before I even forget this too, everybody who has this set already probably already knows this, but when you do buy it, if you do open up the tab right here on the side of the box, there's a little hidden piece of paper in there, and it unfolds out, and it's actually the diagram of the cart that his son rides around in. And that cart is like equipped with tons of weapons that they use to their advantage for the filming of this. Anywhere from shooting katanas, darts, throwing stars, anything like that. So if you're looking for Japanese films that has a lot of brutal violence in it, I would definitely say go for this one first, because at all the Criterions I've watched that's Japanese anyway, that right there has to have not only the most unbelievable body count, but just brutality at its max. So Lone Wolf and Cub.
Shogun Assassin is a condensed version of the 6 movies or something. I don't remember exactly how that worked out.
I'm not sure, man. I know Criterion has, what is that, the Samurai Trilogy. I've yet to check those 3 films out. I've heard they're really good, but in comparison to that, though, I'm not sure.
Or maybe Shogun Assassin is just the 6th movie. I don't know exactly how it works.
Gizmo, so they added the 1 and 2 together and made Shogun Assassin. So it looks like a mix between Apocalypse Now and Enter the Dragon. So,
Nice.
answers that question, I guess. Yeah, good pick, man. Good pick. We'll talk. We may talk more about my experience the other night. We'll see. Stay tuned.
I think Brian's next.
Oh, everybody's out of whack on the side here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a new guy. I'm very new to this.
Well, it was hard between my second and third because I know my number one's a solid pick. I have that one in stone. But number 3 could be my number 2, flip flop. Number 3 is Days of Confused, of course.
Oh, hell yeah.
Had to throw this in. I know it's very, enter like kind of like an entry level Criterion release here, but everybody has this one. I feel like, but I think it's for a good reason. Just a great coming of age. 1994, no, 93. Just about the last day of high school in 1976, and just a lot of the junior high kids about to become seniors, and the kids from middle school becoming freshmen in high school. And so they kind of just give them the hazing at the end of the school day. They go to the middle school and they try to beat all the kids' asses and stuff. And it's just, I don't know, just a fun night of partying and debauchery and ridiculousness, and destroying trash cans, smoking a lot of weed, drinking alcohol, just partying it up. Matthew McConaughey, one of his first roles, great role by him. It's got early Ben Affleck, Joey Lauren Adams, Parker Posey. My favorite standout character in here is Rory Cochrane, though. I love him as Slater. He's a great character in the movie.
Yeah.
And everything he says is just hilarious.
He looks like he's about 40 in this movie.
Yeah. He's got that hat with the wig on because he does not have that hair in real life.
Yeah.
But it's the same kid from Empire Records, and you wouldn't even believe it if you saw the two movies back to back. And I don't know if it's Jeremy or Jason London because I can always get those two guys confused.
Mm-hmm.
They're twin brothers, so
yeah,
one of them's in here.
The drugged out one, the one that
like the little red haired chick's Marissa Ribisi, Giovanni Ribisi's sister in real life. Just a crazy cast, and the whole getting the kids with the big old paddle thing is just so funny to me. And like O'Banion or whatever, Ben Affleck's character is hilarious in this. When his big old his paddle says "fuck you" on it, FAH space Q.
Yeah,
and it's funny because all the teachers are even in on the kids getting their ass beat.
What is this tradition? What the hell is that?
Yeah, right. One of my favorite parts is whenever I forget the guy's name in the movie, but Adam Goldberg tries to beat the one guy's ass, and because he said he was like smoking pot or something like that, and he's like, "What?" He gets offended because he said he was smoking pot. It's this character, this guy named Nicky Cat, or whatever. I don't know. I know him from like Boston Public, this TV show back in the day. But but yeah, it's just an all around hilarious, awesome movie, and one of my favorites of all time. So
I like high school. I get older, they stay the same age.
Yeah.
When are we gonna get Boston Public on DVD?
Right, that's what I'm saying. That was one of my favorite shows as a kid.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. But my number 3.
Maybe the creepy old guy shouldn't have quoted that line, I guess. But,
yeah.
Well, my number 3 from 1980, Raging Bull. Martin Scorsese, of course, takes place in New York City, shot mostly in New York City and Los Angeles. This is definitely the definitive release, the 4K. Looks great, black and white. Loaded with features. I'm not going to go through them all, but a really good release. I think everybody should have it. This is the story of Jake LaMotta, the boxer, who was a real life prize fighter. He just was also a horrible human being. Horrible. I don't know. An idiot is not the right word, but he was definitely a little slow, and he had trouble understanding others. And I don't know. Like I've never even heard of anybody that reacts the way this person reacts to just little things. Like his steak gets burned in the movie. He just turns over the table and just starts throwing shit. I mean, he just had a really bad temper, real nasty guy, and a kind of a rise and fall story, typical Scorsese rise and fall story. But it has mob elements too. But I again, Scorsese's one of his earliest, if not his first, if I remember correctly, maybe not definitely not his first. What am I thinking? But made no money, became a huge cult hit, and for a reason. Looks great, sounds great, everything about it's great. The fight choreography is almost exact, which almost nobody points out because De Niro is such a terrible boxer. He didn't train as a boxer really for this. They went and got the actor before the athlete. He tried his best. It doesn't work, but the choreography is like perfect. If you watch those old fights. So, like I said, everybody's seen this. This is not this is one of those bullshit Criterion picks that people say like, oh, that's copping out or whatever. I don't care. This is a great movie, and this is one of their best releases. I've been watching this movie forever. It never gets old. It's awesome. From beginning to end. De Niro gained a ton of weight for this movie. It's the relationship. Again, it's not historically accurate either. It's another thing I want to point out. The fight scenes are. But all the relationships, they kind of tweak them a little bit. The stuff between him and his brother and all that stuff, it's really not accurate. But people have griped about that. That's why I bring it up. But who cares? Goodfellas is not historically accurate, but he tweaked it to make the story better, and he did that here, and it came out great. And this is a must-have, I believe, for anybody.
Yep, I got that one last year. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
It's a classic, man. It's a great movie.
Okay, my number 3 pick is from 1987, and it is Moonstruck with Cher, Nicolas Cage, Olympia Dukakis. She won Best Actress for this role. Have y'all all seen Moonstruck?
No, a long time ago. It's been a long time.
Yeah. So it's a drama. It's a romantic drama. An Italian family. Cher plays a 37-year-old Italian American widow, and she is engaged to someone, but then she gets involved with that guy's brother, who's played by Nicolas Cage, and it's just a really good Italian type drama.
Just like Raging Bull.
Yeah, exactly.
Good double feature.
He beats up his wife and then his brother.
Right. But yeah, a good one. 1987 classic.
Yeah,
it's a good thing she's not a first grade school teacher. Yes, class. My name is Miss Dukakis. Just saying. I'm an idiot. Sorry. All right. So this one I'm going to be straightforward. Johnny just mentioned it a minute ago. I've only seen the first movie in this, but I wanted to put this in my top 5 because that first fucking movie blew me away. Not only that, the packaging. No, when me and Johnny start this, what we do is we get the movie set up. We count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We hit play. We sit there and chat back and forth while watching the movie. It's a great time. Now I'm sitting there struggling like a monkey trying to fuck a football. I couldn't get my subtitles to come on, and we're about 5 minutes into it, and I have no idea what's going on. I don't speak Japanese.
Yep.
And so I said, Johnny, dude, are the subtitles on your screen yet? And he's like, do we need to restart? I said, yes. So I got the subtitles finally to work. And what you have to do with this is you have to turn the subtitles off.
I know.
Once you turn the subtitles off, they work.
A lot of times that's the way they are. All those that I do.
Yeah. So anyway, first movie blew me away. Johnny says they get better and better. He just mentioned the 6th movie was his favorite. So I'm super excited to go back and check this out. And Brad, you would be very proud of Johnny when he told me about the secret compartment that takes out the little thing here. First thing he said was, be careful, don't rip your box. He moves with these monkey paws. But I'll pull it out and show you. I'll probably never get it back in there now. But this is what you're looking at. This is what's hidden inside your spine.
That's pretty cool, man.
Out there. And I never would have found this if Johnny wouldn't have mentioned it. But it goes right into the side of the box there.
You
I'd have lived my whole life. I never knew that was in there.
Yeah, so how did Johnny know about it? How did
Good
question.
Yeah, thankfully I'd already kind of like watched a few other cats do the unboxings and stuff, and it was kind of like a well-known secret, but it was kind of probably already out.
Because I've got to say I never knew about it either.
So, but I can tell you that the first movie blew me away. There was a lot of violence in it. These movies came out from 72 to 74. I always enjoy like samurai type movies. I haven't seen a ton of them, but I'm really excited to dig into the rest of these movies, especially if Johnny's right and they get better and better. Because the first one was, I'm gonna say it's a masterpiece. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Ooh.
And man, this I know that a lot of you guys ain't a big fan of digipacks, but I
like
love the artwork on this one here. I don't have a problem with digipacks. They stay on my shelf. You know, I don't get them out and play with them very much, just so they don't really get damaged. But you know, nice booklet, all the films. It's just a well done movie. A lot of violence and gore. Good story. The kid's got a really messed up haircut. You know, I never seen somebody, you know, with a receding side head. But yeah, man, this is a good one. If you're fans of this kind of movie, you can't go wrong. And I'll come back later and tell you what I thought of the other 5 movies. But like I said, they get better and better after the first one. I can't wait. So hopefully me and Johnny are going to dig into those over the next couple of weeks and try to knock the rest of those. I know Johnny's probably seen them multiple times, but yeah, that's my number 3. I had to throw it in there somewhere, and that just landed on number 3 here for me.
Super stoked you watched you wanted to dig in and watch the first one the other night. I was like, hell yeah, like he just didn't blow past it. He's going to it.
Yeah,
so,
and it was much
man.
Much easier to watch whatever or to understand what was going on with subtitles, just like so you know.
What you failed to mention though is literally like within the first 2 minutes of that film, you're watching a little kid get his head cut off, basically.
Oh yeah, it don't take long to realize what you're in for. It don't take long.
You're in for it.
All right, let's see here. Get caught up on the chat here. Where to leave off at? I'm gonna write StreamYard because they need to mark this thing. When you read the chat, it should change colors or something.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a big cup.
I can't imagine somebody with a huge channel that's got 300 people in the chat. Like I'm sure they don't go through read all the comments either. All right, I think this is close enough. All right, Trini says, "Hell yeah, Johnny." I think talking about the Lone Wolf and Cub.
Wolf and Cub.
This is my number 3 is Deep Cover with Larry Fishburne and Jeff Goldblum. Love that film. Great release from Criterion.
Love it too. God almighty. Just got that last year when they put it out. For some reason, I'm trying to think. That was the one. I think they put it out on Blu-ray, but I'm not mistaken. I think they did a 4K. Never mind. That was Shaft. I accidentally bought the Blu-ray as opposed to 4K. But yeah, Deep Cover's fucking great movie. Love it.
And Chris East is Lone Wolf and Cub for the win, Johnny. What's going on, Benicio?
Benicio.
What's up, Cholo?
Yep, it's manga, Johnny, says Chris. Yeah, he's big into the anime. He knows all the anime stuff.
Big congrats to Benicio. He just hit 500 the other day.
Oh, yeah, man.
I had to hit 600.
Yeah, he's running up 600 now.
Yeah, he's rolling, man.
Congrats,
good stuff over there. I saw the Shogun Assassin before I saw Lone Wolf and Cub. I have essay more, but it's only because of the grading. So the Benicio. A lot of haze back and forth. I was trying not to say it. Every time I see Benicio, I always got to say it, but I got to read this quote now. Benicio, the motherfucking Horcholo. I think I say it every time I see him. Gizmo said they edit film one. We just read that one earlier. Yep. Sydney says my number 3 movie is Blue is the Warmest Color, 2013. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. Either one of those names, actually.
Blue is the warmest color.
You want to take a shot at it?
It's I think it's a lesbian movie, right? Not sure.
Okay.
But
It is. It's actually. I got that movie. I got the umbrella. The umbrella. Pink,
Blue is the warmest color.
Oh, it's one of your pink ones.
It's one of my pink umbrellas back there. You know,
Right next to Showgirls, huh?
One of your copies of Showgirls.
Yeah, one of your 2.
Chris C says, "Yeah, I have Shogun Assassin. Dazed and Confused, great movie. It is."
Oh,
now, Brian, is that the Blu-ray or the 4K you got there?
It's the 4K. It's a 4K.
Yeah,
It's
I
a little
did
bit.
upgrade my Blu-ray to 4K on that one.
It's a little bit thicker than the Blu-ray
Yeah.
was because it has the 4K and Blu-ray disc in here.
Right.
Everything else is the same though, of course.
Yeah, Jason's a good one. I want to grab Dazed and Confused. Yep. And it says Ben Affleck plays such a good asshole in that movie. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Scratches. Martha Washington was a hip lady,
The
man.
girls are nasty in that movie, too. Wipe that face off your head, bitch.
Yeah.
Love the scene where they're at the pool hall and Ben Affleck is like just as serious as could be. And he's like, "Did y'all hear this little motherfucker's mom pulled a shotgun on me today?" Love that shit.
It's like you're fucking dead. You're fucking dead.
I love the real like beta guy that gets himself all psyched up to fight the badass guy, and he's just like, I mean, I'll throw one punch, I'll mix it up, and guys will break it up.
Yeah,
he's a dominant male motherfucker.
Yeah, dominant monkey
motherfucker. And he gets so excited, and he goes in, and he finally does it, and gets his ass.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah,
nobody stops it. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, dominant male monkey
getting pulled away crying.
All right, Dirk says number 3 is Path to Glory. Yeah, nice one, Dirk.
What a grim flick, man.
He says, I love Days of Confused.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was legit nervous to go to high school because I thought that shit was going to happen.
Yeah.
There's an honorable mention would be Babe La Llorona.
Oh, La Llorona. Okay.
Alex says, love you're watching. I love your showing Richard Linklater, Brian. He's such a great director.
Yeah.
He says Jason Landon just disappeared from me after the 90s. What happened to that dude? He had like 100 films of the 90s. I have not seen one.
Of course not.
Dirk says, must watch Chris if you love Kubrick. Kino Lorber has a 4K of that, so I believe Blues Paths of Glory.
Mm-hmm.
Boston Public was such a great show.
Yep. You guys were talking about the other night. Chi McBride was in that show too.
Yep.
Yeah.
The actor.
Mm-hmm. Gizmo says Mississippi River Shark sounds really freaking interesting. Jason London in a CGI shark film, Shark Attacks, a fish rodeo on the Mississippi River.
I believe Jason London, somebody should know this, he got a really bad drug problem after Dazed and Confused, if I remember correctly. And he bloated it up, and, it ruined him. It was either that or the brother from Mount Cold, whichever it was.
Yeah, one of them.
So much for Randall Pink Floyd, huh?
Yeah. Right. He didn't take that. He should have taken the drug pledge. He should have done it.
There you go.
Yes,
life choices, man. Life choices. That was a great pick. Tony loved Moonstruck. Dirk says, snap out of it.
Yeah, that's what Cher does.
Yeah. He says, I need to get that Lone Wolf Cub eventually, probably next sale. Yeah, that's a good one, man.
Sounds great.
And still for $50. Yeah, you got 6 movies. I think the runtime of that first one was, Johnny, like an hour and 34 minutes or something like that. It's not terribly long. So,
I failed to mention it too, man, which, I mean, all 6 films, the reason why they move so light and fast the way they do is like the runtime is literally between 80 and 90 minutes for each film. So if you got just a little bit of free time, man, 4 hours, man. I mean,
and they're not slow, man. They go fast. It was a fast watch.
I love Shogun Assassin, so I mean, I really got to check that set out.
Yeah.
The first 2 discs actually has 3 films a piece on it. So that third disc that's in a set is special features. And if you love the 6 films, definitely pop in disc 3 and just enjoy everything that has to offer, because the special features that's on that it's just as good as the movies, in my opinion. You get to dive so much further and actually get a look at what the series, what those movies actually replicated from the series of comics that they actually did, which is known as manga, which I have no knowledge of any of like the Japanese anime comics or anything like that.
Wild Rhino says my number 2 is The Hidden Fortress, 1958 Japanese film. That's the movie they say that the Star Wars got a lot of influence from, right? I heard somebody say that before, that the Star Wars is real. The story of Star Wars is real similar to Hidden Fortress or something like that. But
I wouldn't doubt it.
Chris says, "Oh, nice, Wild. Haven't watched many of those types of films." All right, give us a Pops. You will freaking love Shogun Assassin. Watch all the 6 first, and check out the special features. I guess he's saying it will be insane. I promise. Or Shogun Assassin.
I don't think there's a Blu-ray anymore. I think it's OOP is Shogun Assassin.
He says, "What modern movies do y'all think could be a Criterion release?"
Man, tons. That's a whole other stream.
Yeah. Going to Hey the Hogan. Alan the motherfucking Pops. I like it, man. I like it. I'm changing my channel name. Goodness said, did I hear Brian said the most beautiful word in the world right now, showgirls?
Yeah, I said it.
Kevin, what's going on, man? Down by law. And says Mike Newhouse totally sucker punches that guy at the party and then acts like he's a tough guy and then proceeds to get his ass whooped by that guy.
Man, I mean whoop too.
And he says, yeah, Brad, I also got a really bad drug problem after Days of Confused.
I mean, besides the crazy paddling thing,
he says joking, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, besides the crazy paddling thing, I thought it was a really realistic portrayal of, high school. It's easier to get drugs than it is to get alcohol. So I mean, it was just it's just a great cult film. I mean, I guess it's not even cult film anymore. Everybody's seen it.
Yeah. What's going on, Jerry?
Hey, Jerry.
Yeah, Chris says love Ben. Hey to Jerry. A lot of Hayes back and forth to Jerry there. All right. Gus says, hey, Pops, Tony, Brian, and panel. What's going on, Gus?
How you doing?
Hey, guys.
Fuck you,
Right,
John and Brad. That's what he's saying.
Damn.
I've been on streams with it. I've been on stream with him before. He knows who the fuck I am.
It says Jason Linden is solid in Mallrats too. A couple years after Days of Confused.
Yeah, he is good in Mallrats.
All right, says yes, Pop's Hidden Fortress. Yeah, I thought so. Gus, do long time no see. The paddle from Days of Confused is iconic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris C says my number 2 is Mulholland Drive. Not my favorite Lynch film, but damn what a film.
Yeah.
Hey, Benicio. Infinity Pool could be a Criterion. Yep.
Could be.
Really, all Brandon Cronenberg films.
Yeah, all 2 of them.
I think he has 3.
yeah,
He did
3.
one called Viral, I think. But yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just Possession in that one.
Yeah, I think he did do a movie before that.
Possessor.
Yeah, Possessor.
Yep. Goodness, Kurosawa has influenced all American films after the 70s. Yeah, I can see this Lone Wolf and Cub. I can see Quentin Tarantino watching that with no pants on. I feel like the Quentin Tarantino just sit there taking notes, getting ready to make his first movies. Like Kill Bill. He went back for that to refresh his mind.
I was telling you the other night, the Yojimbo, that one I took a picture of and showed to you, that's actually what Clint Eastwood and Sergio was actually making whenever they did. I mean, it's a complete rip-off story almost, but I mean, they changed it just enough. But that's what is that fucking? Oh, Jesus Christ! Kino just put out the trilogy again on 4K. I just can't think of it right now. For a few dollars more.
The good,
Good, Bad, the Ugly.
The Bad, and the Ugly.
But it was the first film though, which is Jesus Christ, Fistful of Dollars, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But that was the one. Akira Kurosawa actually did the film Yojimbo first, and since they were such big fans of it, that's how Fistful of Dollars came to be.
Gotcha. All right. Chrissy says, hey to Gus.
The Man with No Name trilogy.
Yep.
Yes.
What's going on, Steve?
Steve, what's up?
He says, I'm dying. Yes, you and Gus. I was on my stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
Van versus Van, and y'all were guest judges.
Yep.
And then, of course, Gus says, were we? LOL. And he says, that's for the Van versus Van. Also, wasn't that the 90s horror?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's an amazing title, Fistful of Dollars.
Oh, yeah.
And Steve. George Lucas and Tarantino without pants taking notes when the blade is blowing in the wind. Beautiful image for your brain.
Yeah, just wishing there was more foot stuff in it.
All right, moving on to number 2.
All right, yeah. This was mentioned earlier. I'm sure everybody, especially if you're a fan of horror, you already have this. But I haven't upgraded to the 4K yet. Probably won't neither. I'm completely fine with these. But that is, of course, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, dude.
Cool. Classic 1968 film. Who the hell hasn't watched this? I will say I think I grabbed this first, and then I found out that this was also included inside this big set, which is partnered
Wow.
with
what the hell
FYE,
is
I
that?
believe. And it has like the actual replica ticket that when they first premiered the 4K scan of Night of the Living Dead, when they finally did the restoration, has a golden ticket in it. And also it has the complete novelization in comic form of the entire movie, with a bunch of other stuff in it. I'm sure everybody's probably seen this set or seen unboxings of it or whatever.
No,
I
I
think
have not.
FYE was literally
Tony's shaking
like
his head, so I think Tony wants to see it now.
Tony's
My
getting ready
bad.
to start clicking.
My bad. All right. I do know at one time I got this so cheap. I think I got this for like $40, and they were trying to sell it originally for like either 90 or 100 at some point at FYE, but nobody was buying them. So FYE was literally cutting these things down to like 50%, and everything. But for everything inside this box, this is the exact release that's inside this box, new and sealed. So. But the other goodies though is just basically in partnered with FYE. I'm not sure who distributed the comic. It could be Wild Horse Comics for all I can remember, but I do have that version as well. So yeah, anybody who appreciates horror at all, that'd be my number 2 pick for Criterion. Great special features on that, and the film, I think, like Brad said, something about black and white films that's done in that 4K. They just look the best to me. I think if 4K does something to those films that just makes them look so clean, pristine, and sharp, it's hard to beat. So. $20 you can't go wrong. Well, the 4K probably 25, I guess. So
what's the social commentary aspect of the movie?
Man, I've already had like a few beers and everything, man. So I don't really want to try.
I mean, is there something I've missed?
It's the fact, man, that zombies are fucking eating people, and you got to shoot them in the head to kill them. I mean, what else is there?
That's what I took from it.
I mean, I understand that, I understand, that the famous director casted a black man as the lead, and at that time that was very controversial. But even he himself said the reason why he casted him because he was the best person to audition for the role, and we have all those stories and everything. So I mean, we all saw what that film alone brought to the rest, and it's still going on to this day.
Yeah,
so I think it just makes it a legendary film in itself.
Yeah,
Tony Todd did it better, but
1990, absolutely, I agree with you. That remake is it's great.
The Fall.
And it was a remake that was actually done just so the licensing of that could actually be corrected. So it was a win-win.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So the other night I was talking to Johnny, and he told me to dust this one off and bring it to the pile, and I knew I was going to, but that's Ghost World's my number 2.
Oh yeah.
Great movie. Directed by Terry Zwigoff, who went on to do Bad Santa after this movie for a totally different movie. Different type of movie. This is a movie basically starring Thora Birch and Scarlett Johansson and Steve Buscemi. Thora Birch and Scarlett Johansson are just graduating high school, and they don't really know what to do with their lives, especially Thora Birch's character Enid in the movie. And Scarlett Johansson wants to try to get a summer job, just to kind of, see what's out there in the world. And so she does that while Enid still has to take a remedial art class to graduate high school because she is behind on credits. And even though she went to graduation, she wasn't actually able to get a diploma without this class. So she's got to do this really weird art class with this very strange teacher. I don't know. She's kind of like a loner punk rebel kind of girl, and she doesn't really know where she fits, and so she's going along to like different thrift shops and stuff like that throughout the film, and she stumbles across this kind of like garage sale type event, and Steve Buscemi's selling old records out of this garage sale type event at an apartment complex, and that's where she meets him, and they become pretty close friends. And Scarlett Johansson thinks it's kind of like a weird dynamic with him being so much older than her, and I don't know, it's just a really good coming of age once again piece, and I just think all the actors do a really great job in here. It's got one of the later performances by Brad Renfro's in here before he passed away. Dave Sheridan's hilarious in this. The guy from Scary Movie, the guy who plays Doofy, he's in this. He's kind of like a ridiculous he kind of jumps and goes into like a 7-Eleven, just like with no shirt on, just with nunchucks, and goes nuts in a couple scenes. But he's pretty funny. I can't really describe it much better than that. But yeah, it's just overall great movie. Love the soundtrack to this. It opens up with kind of like a weird, like a strange, really hipster kind of. I don't even know how to describe the dance number that's in the beginning of the movie, but I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, that's Ghost World. I don't know if you've seen it, but
It's a good one.
pretty much my description of it.
I bought it from your recommendation, but I still haven't watched it yet. It's on the shelf.
Yeah,
I just still need to check it
You're
out.
in for a treat, man. That's a great flick, man. Love it. I knew he was going to pull that sooner or later. That movie's just too damn good. That movie has Brian's name written all over.
Oh, it does.
Criterion could have threw away that cover and just wrote Brian Goes Blue on the front of that bitch.
It's one of the few movies that I actually have an unboxing for on the channel. So from
Nice.
from how many years ago was this? 6 years ago.
It was like 9 years ago when you did that video.
6 years ago. This is 2017 right here. 2017.
Nice, man.
My number 2, 1984, Blood Simple.
Oh no.
Yeah.
For the Coen brothers.
Hell
You
yeah.
look up neo-noir in a dictionary, you're going to find this movie. I mean, it
Cool.
is
That's
quintessential
great.
for me. I think it's the number one neo-noir. Written and directed by the Coen brothers, which, by the way, they're back together making a movie right now, which is awesome.
Oh, nice.
Takes place and is shot in rural Texas. It's about a love triangle between a local business owner who owns a roadhouse, his worst employee, and his young Bambi-like wife. What's her fucking name? I should have written it down, but she's in a lot of the Coen movies because she's married to one of the Coens. When she was young, she was a little cutie, but
Yeah, Frances McDormand.
Frances McDormand. I
Yeah.
mean, you'd be surprised. She was adorable when she was young. She aged like fruit, but this is a really, really dark, typical gritty. This is kind of the precursor to No Country for Old Men, in my opinion. They were kind of stretching with this. I really love what they did. There's something about the rural landscape at night, and the cornfield scene. Basically there's a lot of miscommunication in this. I don't want to get into spoilers at all, but basically what happens is the roadhouse owner, his worst employee is sleeping with his wife, and he hires a hitman to kill him and his wife. And basically there's all different directions it goes. I don't want to go any further than that. If you haven't seen this movie, I don't want it spoiled for you. You really, really got to do yourself. You really got to pick this up and check it out. This is one of the few in the set that I really recommend blind buying if you haven't seen it, because you will. There's no way you won't like it, in my opinion. Really, probably the most underrated in their catalog, the Coen brothers. But other than that, man, it is number 834. So that means something. Definitely pick this one up. You have to have this one.
Yeah, I love Dan Hedaya in that movie. He's great in that.
Which character?
The dad from Clueless.
Oh, yeah. The roadhouse owner. Yeah.
He's on the cover there.
Yeah, the roadhouse owner, the guy on his knees. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie, man.
That's killer.
I watched that for the first time probably like 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, it kind of blew me away. I have that Criterion.
And her being, so Bambi-like, her involvement in it and the killer and everything. I mean, it just, the locations that they picked, that apartment, that crazy apartment with the giant windows. I love the movie, man. Great.
Yeah, the bathroom scene.
Yeah, the bathroom scene, reaching through the window. It's so underrated.
Yeah. So that was my number 2 pick also.
Hell yeah.
I seen you shake your head when he pulled it out.
Yeah, I love Joel and Ethan Coen films. They're probably some of my favorites. I'm not going to talk about this one then, since Brad talked about it. I'm just going to choose a different one. Inside Llewyn Davis. Have y'all seen this one?
I haven't.
I have not seen it.
Yeah, highly recommend this one. This right here is from 2013.
I've seen it. It's great.
Yep, it's another one from Joel and Ethan Coen, set in 1961. It's about a musician. He's down on his luck. He's not doing very good with his getting a job, and he's played by Oscar Isaac, which does a really great performance. It's got Carey Mulligan in it, John Goodman, so we've got a really good cast. I would highly recommend you check this one out.
I just wrote it down. Both my write downs have been from Tony tonight.
You
Sound
will
the metal on
not,
that.
you will not be disappointed.
All right. My number 2. This is arguably maybe one of the greatest movies ever made. It's probably in the top 10 if I'm going to pick greatest movies ever made, and that's going to be The Silence of the Lambs. It never gets old, man. And this Criterion, if you're a fan of this movie, this is one you got to own. It's got great special features. The movie is great. If you're a fan of the movie and you want to know more about it, just get this one here. You're going to get everything you need to know is in this release. I can't say enough about it. This is one of the first Criterions I bought. When I'm going through the list, because I'm seeing a lot of movies I've never heard of, I seen this one. It was an instant buy. What can I say about this movie? It already been said. Anthony Hopkins, one of the greatest characters, plays one of the greatest characters, Hannibal Lecter. You got Jamie Gum. Playing the talking about transvestites in movies, whatever. I told you, none of them did it more disturbing than this. Maybe Leatherface. You got a great cast in this. You got it's directed by Jonathan Demme, Anthony Hopkins, Jodie Foster, Scott Glenn. Always been a Scott Glenn fan. Ted Levine, the greatest hair lip in acting. And he does a great job in this. He's just a real big fat girl, right? Or just everything he does. He eats up the screen when he's on the screen. That was the worst Buffalo Bill impression ever, by the way.
Hey, wait, was she a great big fat person?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just great. I can't say enough things about it. It's so great I can't even fucking talk about it. I can't get across out of my mind just how great it is. But I watched this movie and it's like first time watch every time I watch it. What it feels like. And this is another, like her love it. It's digital packaging. There's the inside of it. You got the Dexter style blood splatter everywhere. The little bug there. Really nice book. Nice quality book here. Of course you got the man there. I don't know, man. It's one of my favorite Criterion releases. It's on Spine number 13. Also, this is early. Spine number 13. So, yeah, this was a great one, man. It almost made my number 1.
Do you have the Kino 4K too?
Does that have a 4K?
Yeah, Kino 4K.
Well, shit, I didn't know that. All right. Well, guess what? I get to buy the 4K tonight.
No, I think you probably have it.
I'm pretty sure you've got it already with the slip.
This one?
I got the 4K on Kino. I got that. I thought you said the Criterion did. I got the Kino 4K. I got the Kino 4K. I thought you were saying the Criterion had a 4K, which I wasn't aware of.
No,
but I can see them. I guess they lost the rights to Kino. I guess, but
yeah,
I guess
I'm all good with having different labels, getting different. I'd rather have get the 4K so that I don't double dip on the Criterion release.
Yeah,
it's nice to get a different perspective.
Yeah, true. And really, there's no reason to get the 4K of this one since I have that one, unless they came out with different features, which I don't think they would at this point.
I think the only thing different as far as features go is a commentary that was left off the Kino 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kino ones sometimes they don't have as many features as the Criterions sometimes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Night of the Hunter definitely doesn't.
Oh, damn it.
That's another one I see in theaters. Me and my ex-wife wouldn't see that back in the day, man. It was something else. When I read the book, all the books, Thomas Harris, they're great, man. All right. That's where we left off at. Benicio says, hell yeah, Night of the Living Dead. Chris says, Tony just perked up when he seen that box set Johnny held up. Tony's going to eBay in T-minus a millisecond.
Yeah. It's on my list to look up.
I bet that's a long list.
I've got lists all over this stuff.
Laughing at them. Where in the name of Lucifer's hairy greasy? This I should have read ahead, Tony. See? Can I find that release?
Yeah, Johnny just acts like nobody's surprised by it.
I know everybody's got
this. Everybody's got this. Everybody's got this giant release of the movie.
It wasn't half off in my area. Shit.
Yeah.
He holds up and breaks the internet.
I didn't even bring that back here. It's like last minute because I was just like, well, maybe somebody else is probably a little bit more familiar with this one since FYE was partnered with it and everything. So it's just one of those random moments.
AJ's Movie Place, what's going on?
What's up?
Hey there.
What's up, AJ?
AJ Steve, so that's a badass FYE box set. That released some pretty killer exclusives every once in a while.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Now they're just releasing cereal boxes.
Yeah.
Zombies do not discriminate.
Yeah.
Amen.
I said this is my number 2 movie is Dress to Kill, 1980. Michael Caine, Angie Dickinson, and Nancy Allen, directed by Brian De Palma.
It's a great De Palma.
Good one.
That's a good one. I watched that on a dirt recommendation. I got it at one of the sales and I liked it. Vinicio says white woman screaming the whole time and a black man saves the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
whole plot.
Oh God, Goodwood City. That's the honorable mention for me.
You need to give away the whole movie there.
Absolutely.
Versus my number 2 is The Brood.
The Brood.
The Brood's
Yes.
So all De Palma films are on point. Yeah, Phantom
Yep.
Carriage is a good one.
That is a good one. It's a silent movie.
Really?
No,
That's an old one,
I
right?
actually pulled that the other night to watch it, and as soon as I looked at the back of it and realized it was actually a silent film, I just got to be in a mood to
Yeah.
want to watch a silent film. It's kind of like if you're in the same mood if you're going to watch an international film and you know you're going to be in for subtitles. It's like,
Yeah.
I just watched Nosferatu not too long ago. I don't think I can handle another silent film anytime soon. So
It's
it
a
got
real
back
easy
on the show.
watch. It's a real easy watch, though. It's a very short run time.
Is that from 1912? Is that what I read on the back of it?
I don't remember, but it's very old.
Gotcha.
So I'm assuming there's not any new interviews from that movie.
Yeah, really, right.
Everybody, their great
long
grandkids are
dead.
dead. Everybody in their
Come on, man. They can go the
great-grandkids
extra
are
mile
dead.
and bring back some of the cast. Come on.
Interviews from the undead.
The great granddaughter was interviewed.
I'm surprised Tony didn't have like one of those dark moments where he's like, no. They went to a certain nursing home and got somebody.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gizmo says, must be the ugliest cover ever from Criterion on that Ghost World release. I wonder if they tried to not make people buy the film.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's I don't know.
To Brian, it's beautiful.
Well,
I
Gizmo,
assure you
I've
the
seen
film
some of
is
the shit
great.
pulled up on your streams before, and the packaging is never a deterrent from you buying anything.
Yeah.
You know, AKA that hairy box that you got. Alex says, I really enjoy Ghost World. Great pick, Brian.
Well, the movie's based off a comic book, so
Yeah. And there's a follow-up type movie that's similar to that. I forget what it's called.
Wilson with Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, maybe. It's kind of got the same kind of art style, too, on their cover.
Yeah.
I think Olive Films put it out.
Oh, it's a Criterion or Olive.
I think so.
I'll have to check it out.
Well, it says, down the road, we never know what life may have in store. Winds of change, you rearrange our lives worse than... Is this a quote that I'm reading? I'm doing a bad job doing than before, but you will never stand alone, my friend.
I don't know what that's from, Wrangler.
I need to take some acting lessons. Chris says, hell yeah, Brad. I have Blood Simple, have not watched it yet. Hey, check it out, Chris, man. It's a good one.
It's a good one, man.
Hell yeah, Michael Emmett Walsh and is great in Blood Simple.
Yeah, man, that guy's creepy.
Yeah.
Awesome dark movie. I actually like the artwork. Gizmo. The movie is based on a graphic novel, so the artwork kind of
fits, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I know I didn't go with initials.
I used to have the graphic novel. I'm not sure when I lost it somewhere.
I actually like the artwork. Maybe she fixed it. The graphic novel said the artwork pays homage to that.
Okay.
Wild Wrangler says, "Pop, sorry, wife's loss."
Oh, you went to a funeral.
Oh yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was my wife's aunt passed away. We had a funeral this past Monday. I appreciate it, Wild Wrangler.
Damn, sorry, man.
Yeah, she's a good lady. Trinity says, I always recommend Blood Simple. Oh yeah, man, you can't go wrong with it. Derek Kosher, what's up, sir? Nice pick, Tony. What's up, guys? Kal-El, what's going on, man?
Hello.
My friend has quite a few Criterions. First one I ever watched was the Silence of the Lambs release. Yep. I just remember watching that because I hadn't seen it in a few years when I got this Criterion release. It's been maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. I threw that Criterion in. I'm sitting there watching it. I just got my room built not long before that. And I'm just sitting there going, Jesus Christ, I forgot how good this movie was. And I just fell in love with it all over again. Every time I watch it, it just goes back to the top of my list.
It looks so good, too.
Oh, so good. So like the Silence of the Lambs. Chris C says, I have that Silence of the Lambs. Great pick, Pops. Appreciate it, Chris. They say, hey, what's up? Kala says, Trini probably Hype, y'all talking Criterion. Oatmeal, what's up? Gizmo, Allie, I seen it. Respect your opinion, but for me, the artwork should sell the film, not the graphic novel, and I think it looks like a bad 90s video game.
Well, then print your own artwork and put it in there.
There you go. All right. Yeah, he is, Cal. Talking about training. The Silence of the Lambs is perfection. Are you about a size 14?
Yeah, I've said it before. It's pretty hard.
Yeah.
I've never found. I can't find 1 second of that movie that doesn't need to be.
Yeah,
in
which him with the broken arm. The van for trying to get the couch up. That's the little Ted Bundy love there. I like the film, and the one Pops is talking about now, which I guess the Silence of the Lambs. You don't know what pain is.
You don't know what pain is.
Yeah. The culture. Everybody say hey back and forth. Wild Rain, which is my number one, is the original Japanese film Godzilla from 1954. Yeah, Goodbye Horses, the Buffalo Bill dance at Nickel Cinema. Yeah, we're all gonna have our own rendition of that here at the end of the stream.
No, we're not.
Tony just put a kibosh on that quick, didn't he?
When Jay does Goodbye Horses and Clerks too, so funny.
Yeah, a Goodbye Horses is a song about everything wonderful in the world, everything that's great. It's forever tied to that scene, no matter what happens.
And it reminds me of the Tuck too.
Yeah,
I love how Kevin Smith on his commentary said that pretty much like 1/3 of the budget for Clerks 2 was because they played that song twice
I get the
in
rights.
the film. It's like, God, how much did it cost to play it?
Q Lazarus hates the movie because of it. They didn't tell it's a black woman, I believe, is the whole band, and they didn't tell her or him or whatever the hell it is, what they were going to do with the song. They just thought, oh, yeah. You licensed the song. They didn't tell them what scene it was going to be in or anything. Yeah.
I've never seen that, Johnny. Thanks, buddy.
You replay the stream.
Yeah.
He says, okay, we already read that one. Sorry, Johnny got me all messed up there. Chris says, my number one is Cronenberg film, and yes, it's Videodrome. Long live the new flesh.
Great movie.
It's a weird movie, man. It's a great movie. It's a weird movie, though.
I love the beginning. I just, from remember, it kind of didn't fall apart a little bit for me, but I really got to rewatch that.
Yeah, Dirk's my number one is Eraserhead.
Man, what a fucking head trip.
Yep.
Was really called
Gojira.
Thank you. In Japan, 1954 Godzilla.
Gojira.
If I try to say what I was about to say, that's going to sound racist. I'm not going to say it. But we're going to move on.
You need to put on the voice. Gojira.
Damn, Dirk, I love Eraserhead, but it's a batshit crazy trip of a film.
Absolutely.
Mindy say White Dog is the best Criterion release. She is a racist. I will hit the sack now and watch Fast Times. Hope you did not lie, Pops. If you've never seen it, though, you need to check it out.
He wants to see the nude. He's talking about the nude scenes that were added back in. He wants to see that.
Yeah.
It won't let you down. Yeah, weird conversation, Gizmo.
He wants to see Damone's dong.
Yeah.
And he's Addy.
Hoax, what's up, man?
Hold on, Hoax. If anybody's in the mood for a good classic film, the Nightmare Alley Criterion release is definitely worth checking out.
You still need to watch that. I've got it. I just haven't watched it.
The original Nightmare Alley?
Yeah.
I like the remake. I haven't seen the original, though.
Jason, hey, to Sonya.
It's a good Del Toro movie.
Yeah, don't you hurt my dog.
Don't you hurt my dog. He's carving people. He's worried about that stupid little poodle thing or whatever it is.
Long live the new. Alex says, Anthony, don't you make me hurt your dog.
Don't you make me hurt your dog.
That's awesome. All right, guys, we have made it. Number one, Johnny, sir, what is your number one?
All right, here it is right here. Of course, everybody's done upgraded to the Blu-ray. I have the Arrow Video 4K limited edition set, but I'll always hold on to this. This comes from a horrible memory when I was really broke when I finally got my hands on this thing. I was living in Charlotte, And I had no idea what the Criterion Collection even was back in 2006, 2007. And I bought this at a used movie store for probably just a couple bucks. I've held on to it ever since. And I'm probably one of the biggest fans of this movie right here. But number one, definitely for me in my collection, which you can easily get the Blu-ray, like I said, for $20 on the sale. But this is the original DVD set that came out. That's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, directed by none other than Terry Gilliam. I mean, what could be said about this movie? I'm sure everybody's probably seen it from 1998, 118 minutes. Like I said, directed by Terry Gilliam, who probably made some of the craziest movies I've ever seen, especially a film called Brazil. That's another film I definitely loved by him. But anyway, this is basically a film that's based off the book by Hunter S. Thompson of the same name. Johnny Depp in here plays Royale Duke, and also accompanied by him is none other than the brilliant, I think anyway, is Benicio del Toro playing Dr. Gonzo through
His
this
attorney.
film. Immediately, you automatically know when you first start this film. I think the introduction of this film pretty much just tells you very boldly what you're in for this ride. They're just going through the desert and they're basically just, inhaling every single drug known to man that's in the trunk of this car as they go down the road, just swatting at bats with fly swatters and all kinds of shit. They finally get to Vegas, which is a huge place at that time that was like very anti-drug establishment. And just the adventure that ensues in this movie, if you've never seen it, I highly recommend this film. There's definitely some, what I would say is some definitely poetic moments in this movie, especially after they go on a bender. Johnny Depp is talking about where America kind of sits at that moment, where you can kind of look back and see the watermark. What he's referring to is his hatred of Richard Nixon at that time, which in his book, if you've ever read it, he full on hated Richard Nixon. He even talked about multiple attempts where he actually contemplated on assassinating Richard Nixon because he hated him that bad. He thought he was a communist. But yeah, I'm sure you can get the Criterion does have this Blu-ray out. It's not this set. You can probably find this very cheap, next to nothing on eBay if you want to go back and try to find it. But I remember when I bought it this time, I'd never seen packaging like that when I was in the store.
Yeah.
So when I kind of picked that up and I saw that it was like just a couple bucks, and I was really, when I say I was broke, I was really, really broke at that time. But getting this and taking it home, that was one of the first releases where I found out that on the second disc, there was just as much features in here that actually tripled the runtime of the movie. So had a lot more to go on with it. And that's what made me the fan of this movie that I am today. So that is no then Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas for my number one.
Yeah, it's an amazing performance from Johnny Depp.
Amazing.
No.
All right, my number one is one that's no surprise of anybody here. So favorite movie of all time, Breakfast Club.
Yep.
I just every year we do this Criterion type streams. I don't know if we don't technically do them, but I'll do like a stream with somebody about Criterions, and it's always like the same couple movies. But damn, I don't know, I can't stray away from Breakfast Club. And this is the best release it's ever gotten, really. It's got a great 4K scan on here. I know it's not a 4K, but it looks really damn close. It's got all sorts of new interviews in here. It's got how long? It's 50 minutes of never before seen deleted scenes before this release, which that on its own is just killer, because it's got a lot more extra scenes with like I forget the guy's name in real life, but the janitor guy in the movie, and a lot more with what's his name, Paul something, the guy who's hosting the detention.
Paul Gleason, is that his name?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, this is an awesome release for an awesome movie. I picked up pretty much every release of this movie that's been put out, and this one just is stacked with everything that you could ever want from it. It's even got like a segment from 1985, an episode of NBC's Today featuring the film's cast, which was really cool. Whenever they do stuff like that and like old TV shows and stuff like that on the air as a bonus feature, which is awesome. And I don't know, Breakfast Club. I don't really want to talk about the movie because everybody's seen the damn movie.
Yeah.
But
and I love how they did homage to the TCM poster. Stole that image from TCM too.
Yeah. They stole it from TCM too.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, got that backwards.
You got that backwards. But yeah. This thing's just loaded with features, man.
Brian, what do you think that movie's about? I mean, like an overall theme what John Hughes was going for. Because to me, I've always thought it's like about child abuse, and not just the one character, not just Bender. They're all kind of being abused by their parents.
Yeah, that could be. That's pretty good.
I think that it's more. I mean, that would be the point, but it's that everybody's really got the same kind of.
They've all got their own problems.
Every person in that movie is from a different clique.
No matter what clique they're in, they've all got the same kind of issues.
Yeah,
right.
And then just putting them together, they can realize that they're all pretty much the same. You know, they're the same type of person.
Yeah, it makes you think about the different cliques that are in your school or back when you're in high school and stuff like that. And
I was going in high school and that got released. So that movie really hit on when it come out. It was a big deal, man. Big deal.
And people were still, I mean, even people after they watch this movie, they're still fucking. Oh, those kids are preppies and not fuck them, Yeah. But but we're all pretty much the same type of people, just dressing differently and acting a little bit differently. So, just gotta. It's a movie about relating to each other, even though you are a different type of person. We're all.
You see most of that in high school. Now we're on YouTube. We're back to it again. YouTube's real similar to high school. So everybody's got their little clicks.
Even though we're all five of us even here are totally fucking different.
Oh yeah,
totally different across the board. Everybody's doing weird shit. But
yeah.
So,
but
I was about to say too, like
we all get together and do stuff like this, even though we're all different types of people.
Yeah,
we all have this one thing that we love: movies. Talking about movies, so it doesn't matter where you come from or what you do. We all have the same passion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ron, whenever Brad was asking that question, every bit of me just wanted to holler out and be like, "Don't take that bait. He's going to fuck this movie up for us."
I actually really like it. I think it's a great John Hughes movie.
Oh, it's one of the best, man. It's a great one.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll get a 4K with the same packaging.
Probably.
I'll them doing it. Yeah, they could do it. But all right, number one, big surprise. Thief, 1981. Written and directed by Michael Mann, takes place in Chicago, shot mostly in Chicago, some in LA. Johnny nailed it. The Tangerine Dream soundtrack, the way it's shot, Michael Mann's a big city guy. If he's doing a movie, that's my Chicago movie. That's my LA movie. That's my, a lot of his movies are shot in LA, but this movie is really gritty. That city looks disgusting and decrepit. I love the way it's shot. I love all the angles. Everything that he does in this, far superior to Heat. It's not even close. This is his first movie. Can't believe how good he did the first time, and I wish he didn't have so much interference for his other movies. The rest of his movies should have been the exact same budget. They should have just let him go. He could have been another Coen Brothers type thing. This movie follows Frank, James Caan's character. He's 3 years out of a prison sentence that he thought was unjust, and he's basically trying to put his life together in this image that he's created from prison. And he's trying to make up for his lost time in prison. So he hit the ground running as soon as he got out of prison. He became an entrepreneur, funded by his crime life. He's got car dealerships, bars, all this stuff, and he's trying to, close out the last chapter of his life where he basically retires, he marries, he has children. All these things. He gets his friend back out of prison. He has all these things, and he's very close to getting that when you pick up the movie here with him. And he starts taking jobs he shouldn't take to kind of trying to hurry things along. You really get a sense of what a hurry he's in throughout the whole movie. He's in a hurry everywhere he goes. His employees are always trying to talk to him. They all seem to love him, and he's just like, I gotta go. He's always in a hurry. Everything, I can't pound that enough. He's in a hurry to do it. If he tries to adopt a kid, he's trying to bribe the social worker to have him give him a kid. He can't wait for anything. That prison sentence really kind of ruined him. And then, obviously you get the heist, all the heist stuff that you would want in this. It's really a workman-like approach to the heist that they do, a blue-collar approach to crime. I really enjoy that. I enjoy Jim Belushi in this as his best friend. Everything about their little friendship. They don't have to say much to each other. I like the touches too, where Johnny pointed out the cars that he chooses. The cars have these little secret compartments where he has guns and stuff hit into them. somebody steals some money with him. I mean, there's no hesitation when he finds out somebody steals money from him. Immediately, he's like, "Show me where they are, how many's in there," and he just goes right in there. Just the character is such a great character. Like I said, like Johnny said, this is a movie about being a fucking man. That's what I feel about this movie. This guy, there's a lot of it's misunderstood too. This is why I think people don't understand, the third act and what goes on in the third act, kind of the self-destruction that takes place and why that is. I don't want to get into spoilers. If you don't get it, I believe Michael Mann gives a little bit of an explanation on this release because a lot of people don't get it, what happens. But I got it the first time. It blew me away. I've loved this movie ever since. I'm glad that we have this. Does it need a 4K? I don't know. This is an excellent release. This is a fantastic release, loaded with features. They got Michael Mann back. They got everybody back for interviews. To me, this is the best release they've ever done. It's the best movie they've ever done. And I could recommend this to anybody. But like I said, if you don't get it, watch it a few more times. I mean, I just don't. That really kind of irks me when people say, "Oh, why does he do that?" Did you watch the movie? Were you paying attention? Anyway, it's a great one.
I should have touched on it too as well. Like you were kind of saying that third act, how everybody would, like a lot of people watch that movie and just go, I just don't really understand like why he would go on a limb and do what he did. Well, his whole life, he set a goal on a collage that he keeps folded in his billfold. And once that collage becomes that purpose where it can no longer exist, he just self-destructs everything. He just blows the shit out of everything. He's like, fuck it. Here we go. Yeah. Great ending too. Such a good movie.
It's just it works so well. It was definitely that. And there's also a primal, like what he has to become to go in and do what he's going to do, so he has to be invulnerable. He has to have no points of injury. He wants to be the secular thing for what he has to do. Anyway, it's a great movie, man. Like I said, it's about being a man. And if you don't get it, maybe you're not a man. I don't know what to tell you. Watch this movie.
Well said.
You're not a man.
Said.
Yeah.
That should be on the poster right there. If you don't get this movie, you're not a man.
Fuck yeah.
So my number one recommendation would have been The Silence of the Lambs. I love this one. I'm not going to talk about this one, though, since Pops did a good job with that one. I'm going to talk about The Night of the Hunter.
Oh, yeah, man.
Another great film. This right here is from 1955. It's an American film noir. It's a horror thriller type film. It stars Robert Mitchum, Shelley Winters, and they give a great performance. This is the creepiest little, well, I don't know why I say little. This is a creepy preacher character that he plays. He's conniving. He's a criminal. He's just a wretched man. And the way that this film plays out is just amazing. I don't want to really talk much about it, but 100% check this one out if you haven't never seen it.
Yeah,
I believe it has a Kino
4K.
Kino 4K, but this right here has some great special features on it, so it's good to hold on to this one also.
That one originally had a digipack too, I think.
Oh, did it? Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah.
All right, so we are here at my number one. So yeah. What's up, Bruce?
Time.
So guess what? This is gonna be
This ain't gonna show.
All right, everybody, thanks
be a
for coming.
DVD release of Armageddon.
Everybody, thanks for coming. I'm gonna hit the end button. Everybody, thanks for coming out.
So
Tony's got it.
Background off. That's messing me up.
Tony's got it too.
Honorable mention.
All right, I had to throw that up there. Anyway, it's a DVD of Armageddon. Now, don't get this because it looks great. It don't. It's a DVD. It don't look that great. It's all boxed. This ain't the way to watch Armageddon. I mean, watch this basic bitch Blu-ray. But what you do is I'm fixing to upgrade this for Criterion. You get this Blu-ray, you stick it in here with these special features. It's my number one. The special features on this disc here are, I mean, first off, on this one here you get nothing. This is basic. On this one here you basically get a Aerosmith MTV award video. You get the theatrical trailer and you get the teaser trailer. That's it. This one here, you get an absolute ton of features.
We used to talk about Aerosmith in the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
So directed by Michael Bay. I'm not going to go into this movie because I know that I probably just lost 5 subscribers. They're tired of hearing me talk about this movie. It's one of the greatest things ever done. I don't care.
You can't talk about it without getting emotional.
It's fantastic. I mean, anybody that's got a daughter, if you don't get the feels from this movie, man, if it don't touch you somewhere, then there's something wrong. There's something wrong. And let me tell you about the special features. You got Billy Bob Thornton in this. He plays Dan Truman. And the special features, I think it's called Michael Bay's Gag Reel. And basically, you have Billy Bob Thornton doing fucking Carl from Sling Blade, to some of his lines, whatever. It's great, man. It's absolute gold, is what it is. They go into how they did the special features for the asteroid, which they did a lot of that in Microsoft Paint back in the day. Just how they did it was just pretty crazy. They built all these models and all this crap. Anything you want to know about this movie, or if you don't want to know, the special features are fantastic. I went through them from start to finish, and like I said, we will never probably get an upgrade of this. This is Touchstone Films. I think it's owned by Disney. It is owned by Disney. So we may never get an upgrade of this. It's probably going to be stuck on DVD and Blu-ray. But that's what I got right there. I'm putting that together. And there's my ultimate release of Armageddon for right now. And I got so much more to say. I could go through all the special features, but there's a ton. And like I said, I'm not going to go through every one of them and bore everybody. That right there is all of my put in my little notepad.
Can you go through all of them, please? I don't want to miss a thing.
Just for that, I'm going to go through all of them. Go to the bathroom and come back. You get the executive director's cut supervised by director Michael Bay, and previously unseen footage, a 5.1 surround soundtrack. It doesn't look good, doesn't sound good. Don't get excited. Like I said, put the Blu-ray in there. 2 audio commentaries feature Michael Bay, producer Jerry Bruckheimer, Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck kind of shits on the film. Cinematographer John Schwartzman, NASA consultant Dr. Joe Allen, which is funny they got a NASA consultant because there's so many things in this movie that are not really that accurate, And you get a asteroid consultant Ivan Beckery, and Michael Bay goes into this movie in Deep Impact. And by the way, bitches, Deep Impact don't have a Criterion release. Just saying.
Nope.
So Troy, you mustache to that shit. But just saying, throwing that out there.
Why are you so defensive?
Man, there's so many people hate this film, man. There's so many people that hate it. And I've never watched this film with anybody. Introduced it, they just didn't love it. And it don't make any sense. It's not accurate. It's not realistic. No shit.
Bruce Willis is not an astronaut.
No, he's not an astronaut.
Or an oil rig worker.
When I hear people say that, it's like, really? They say they like Deep Impact better, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. I don't agree, but that's fine. But don't sit there and say this movie, I don't like it because it's unrealistic. Get him,
Alan. Get him.
But this is realistic. Shit like this. Come on, man. It's a movie. Jesus, it drives me crazy. Anyway, it's fantastic. Like I said, it'll probably be the best way I'm ever going to have this movie is to put these two together. The Blu-ray looks pretty good. Throwing in that Criterion with those special features, I'm happy. So I don't see us ever getting a better release to Armageddon. Maybe we will, but being owned by Disney, it's probably dead in the water.
I've got the collector's edition also.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There you go.
So, and I bought this one time and it was beat to death, and I bought another copy that looked really good on eBay, and it's still beat to death.
Yeah, they all are. It's hard to find a good one.
Yeah.
Is your pamphlet inside in good condition?
Let me see here. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
So, and you get this nice DVD 2-pack. It sounds like just clunks.
Swing over, yeah.
Hey, it's dirty at least.
Yeah.
It's not really a booklet, it's just like a pull-out pamphlet, whatever.
It's not an eco case.
Yeah. But yeah, I just going through and I'm looking at all these movies on my shelf, and I don't have a ton of Criterions, but it's like there's none I'm more excited about than this one here, so it had to be my number one. I got the DVD of The Rock also, by the way.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So another great one. All right, I just lost 7 subscribers. I'm sure.
In the intro,
If they ain't left by now, they know I'm gonna pimp Armageddon
the
forever.
opening was Armageddon. Alan's down there just going, oh yeah, just losing his shit. Everybody else is going, Armageddon Criterion. Why
I think we need to
Nick on
call
there?
Dr. Ordinary and make sure fucking Pops' blood pressure is okay.
He's on stand. I got him on speed dial over here. All right, let's finish up the chat here and we'll get on out of here. Oh, we're gonna do are we gonna do some honorable mentions?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that?
Let's do
Okay,
an
my bad.
honorable
Y'all
mention.
hang around. We're gonna do honorable mentions, guys. I'm sorry. Again, they just got me to run the show here. I don't know what's
Johnny's
going on.
got 35 honorable mentions. So
No, you said one.
I said
So,
one.
draw one.
That was the
Oh,
plan.
shit. 'Cause
one.
I figured Johnny was gonna have 35, so I pulled 12.
No.
Okay. If it's just one, I'm good. I'll pick
12.
That's what ones I picked I wanted to talk about that didn't make the top 5. And I didn't take notes on any of these. I'm just gonna throw them up.
Yeah.
But I think that's where we left off, guys. Sorry if I left you out. Steve says, I really enjoyed the Nightmare Alley remake. If you like that, then you'd enjoy the original.
Good.
I have that DVD, Johnny. Great pick.
Nice, man.
That
Mine
was
too.
my first Criterion too.
Didn't even know what it was at the time.
Yeah, that's like me when I got the Halloween box set. I never heard of Scream Factor. Didn't even know what they existed until later
There
on.
you go.
Chrissy, you don't see the white bats? Sydney says, my number one movie is The Night of the Hunter, 55, Robert Mitchum and Shelley Winters, directed by Charles Lawton.
That's what I thought Johnny's number one was going to be.
Great pick, Johnny Walker. Gary Busey asked for a kiss.
Damn right he did. Just a little kiss, baby. Come on.
And also, if you don't love Gary Busey, you need to rethink your life. How can you not like Gary
Absolutely.
Busey? The crazier and older he gets, the better he gets, I think. Watch some of his TikTok stuff. Stuff on TikTok, man, he's still Gary Busey. You know, he's great.
And it's all driven by brain injury from a motorcycle incident. 100% true, man.
Well, what's Nick Nolte's excuse?
He's the only person that is an actor that hates his job. You know, people that have successful careers, they really don't like what they do. I feel like he's like, damn, I gotta go act again. That's what I feel like Nick Nolte does. I feel like he hates his job.
That's a perfect Nick Nolte.
And the older he gets, the better he gets too. He gets better with age. So I don't know, man. I'm a big Nick Nolte fan too. We need to do a top 5 Nick Nolte movies. That's what we need to do. We all have the same 5 movies probably.
Every time you say that, every single time, everybody will have my same 5.
Breakfast Club, great movie.
Of course.
Chris C, great film, great pick, Brian.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with Breakfast Club, man. That's a watch anytime watch. It's a great movie. Great pick, Brian. And he says, we're all pretty bizarre. Some of us just better hiding it. That's all.
Yeah.
Alex says, does Barry Manilow know you rate his wardrobe? Yeah, Breakfast Club is a period piece to me, defined the 80s at that time. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, did you say Community?
Oh,
Did I?
Screws falling all the time.
The world's an imperfect place. Yeah.
amen.
Yes, Trini, the Community. Great, Brad. There's a Tangerine Dream to the soundtrack to Legend as well, but there's 2 different cuts of that film, different scores.
Yeah.
Anthony says, Andrew, you've got to be number 1. I won't tolerate any losers in this family. Your intensity is for shit. Win, win, win.
Win. Yep.
Now we're fixing to do the table reading for Breakfast Club here. What's going on, White Tim? What's up, people? Good to see you, Tim.
What's up, White Tim?
Where's the hey back and forth? Caveman, what's going on, Caveman?
Hey, man.
Hey, Tony, Alan, Brad, and Brian, and Johnny.
What's up,
That's a great pick, Tony. I figured he left you off, by accident. So I just threw you in there. I'm saying, hey, how you doing, Johnny? Mr. White, nice pops. And Holland does not want to miss a thing. I don't blame him. I think what we need to do is an Armageddon watch along, a live Armageddon watch along, so y'all can really see my emotions throughout that movie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You put that out there. I didn't.
I won't be able to watch the movie. I'll just watch your tears running down your face.
I'll be right there. I'll be right there with you. But you said it. I didn't.
Alex says you're a legend for that backdrop. I appreciate it, Alex. I think I've used that thing about 10 times. I need to update. Armageddon, great movie. Me and City just became best friends. Chris says basic bitch Blu-ray. Pops, you'll need to do a Kino Lorber top 5. Yeah, we do.
When the Kino sale comes around, we'll
Yep.
do that.
Yeah, that will be a hard one. Kaden say, hey to Chris, Jason, Trini, Johnny, Allie, Holland, Wild Wrangler. You got
Oh,
Johnny
I
in
see
there.
how it is. Catch me on the fucking rebound this time, huh?
Calm down, man. Don't get so upset when people forget you.
I'm offended.
Everybody saying, hey here. All right. Sorry if I'm gonna say that wrong. Karsick. I got here. We'll watch repost, see y'all's recommendations. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you
cool.
for stopping by.
Thank you.
They're saying, hey,
Yeah.
Chris, I saw Armageddon in the theater. Love that film. Pop's great pick. Appreciate it, Chris. Armageddon, but you are getting. He's doing some Def Leppard there. Damn it, Disney released the 4K. I don't think it'll ever happen. Here I'm feeling guilty because I hate both Armageddon and Scanners. Hey, Gizmo says, Pops, I believe in everything in Armageddon. I had to get up from the bed just to tell you I believe in Willis on a meteor with a screwdriver.
I don't think the CGI is as bad as people think it is either. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It's not as dated as you might think.
If you watch the special features on there going into the special effects, they go into how they did everything, and it's pretty impressive how they did it. There's a lot of physical put into it. It ain't all just CGI. There's a lot of CGI. There's like hundreds of layers of like every little shot of that meteor, and they kind of ran out of time. And the first time they actually watched the completed everything they did, whatever, was actually the screening of the movie. And so they were scared. The first time they watched it, they all celebrated watching the screenings. That's the first time they got to see the final product. Everything put together, because they had everybody doing different layers of the. Anyway, I care more than y'all do, but y'all need to watch it. Chris says, I heard Scanners is a so-so movie from Cronenberg. I like Scanners. You mean you can't jump a moon buggy across the Grand Canyon-sized hole? I'm shocked. Have you ever tried?
With no gravity?
Take it easy, Pops. Just show your entire collection, Pops. Hold
on. Stand by.
Well, fuck! I got the VHS sitting right here, still sealed. that Dirk sent me. Should have took that out too.
Oh yeah.
It's actually based on true events. There is a close-up of Willis Armageddon in The Color of Night, since we are swapping scenes tonight. Chris's Watership Down was a great release for Criterion as well. Animated film about rabbits.
Yeah, it's a dark ass movie about.
Man, it is.
Yeah,
I saw that as a
Great pick,
kid.
Pops.
It's good though.
Great pick, guys. I own most of them, but I've never seen Thief, so I would definitely picking that one up. Yeah, we had three people mention Thief, didn't we?
Yeah, you definitely need to grab that, man.
Breathe, Pops. Breathe. Love you, dude. Appreciate it, Kevin. Number one pick, Benjamin Button.
Okay.
Cheapest Criterion release.
He said, who picked Breakfast Club? Great film. Did anyone pick?
Come and see.
Found it. Still sealed. Got to be worth $100. Did anyone come and see? If not, I will report the stream to the KGB.
No one picked it.
Great movie.
No.
Great movie.
It is a really good one.
Hagen Case, love the stream, guys. I enjoy each of your channels. Appreciate it, Hagen.
Thanks.
Thank you.
While everybody's here, go subscribe to Johnny Walker's channel. Maybe it'll boost him and get him back to making videos again. He gets an extra 30 subscribers today for no reason.
I love how somebody else makes false promises for me.
Johnny's just like, don't count on it.
No, we just miss you, John. We love your videos, man. Just love your videos.
Yeah.
Nothing but love.
All it takes is just doing that first video again, and then you'll be back into the groove.
Big collection update.
Yeah, Johnny beat me to death when I was trying to do my first video. He said, dude, you ain't even got to post it. Just send me the link to it. I'll watch it. Nobody else got to see it.
Yeah.
And for like 2 weeks, he said, come on, man, make a video. Do that Vinegar Syndrome unboxing. So, and I sat back here, hello, welcome to Pop's Movie Dungeon.
Buongiorno.
Welcome to the evening news. So,
I took a shot every time he said and I was drunk for the first 6 minutes. I was like, woo!
but yeah, that seemed like 100 years ago. I better see some tears from William Fincher delivers that line to Viv Tyler. Yeah. That fucked me up a little bit, Hollow. Alex says, pick the Breakfast Club.
Alan's screen will go dark right before when they're going down. Going down to grab the nuke and everything. Alan will just be like, "Listen, guys, I got to go to the bathroom for a minute. I need your time." You come back with sunglasses on.
Yep. Forget to turn the audio off. You hear him go, "Man."
I'm sorry, Johnny. I didn't see you because you were behind the chat on the screen.
You go, brother.
Coco, what's going on?
Coco.
What's up?
Everybody saying hey to Coco. Caveman says Nick Nolte is great in the Graves TV series. Don't worry, I will never post another synopsis. I haven't seen Graves.
Post whatever you want.
Yeah. So hey to Coco. Alex says Brian has some good taste. I know Tony picked Come and See or else I am crying with Minty tonight.
I had it in my pile, but it didn't come up.
It gives me the thing I'm doing on your channel. You know, that's in my stack of 20 that one of you guys are going to pick one day, and I'm going to watch it.
But I am through 3 of my films for the Rotten 5, and
I hadn't even started. I got 5 to watch. I started this next week. I got to watch all 5 of them.
I watched the other Hell today, and it was fucking amazing.
All of mine so far have been really good.
Oh, the nunsploitation flick?
Yeah. It was like a Fulci.
Nice.
It was basically a Fulci movie, but directed by Bruno Mattei.
It was like a Just Franco Fulci Bruno Mattei movie.
It was good.
I'm watching this one first. I got to find out what that's all about. So,
I just swore that movie was out of print for like the longest time, and then just found you come to find out like here's Severn come back with another sale, and it's like $12, and it's like I thought this was out of print.
So the next
We found more.
We're still saying hey to Coco. Nope, non-praying mantis. Another great hang, and I finally figured out how to change my screen name and profile pic. Steve Salazar. What nice, man.
Oh, cool, man.
Coco saying hey back to everybody. I'll sub to you, Johnny. I believe I have though.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Do it.
It says those unboxing videos on Johnny's channel were legendary. Yeah, they were.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I hope I'm not going to jinx myself here, but one thing I've noticed in the last couple months is I haven't seen all those sex bots we used to always get.
Yeah, what happened to that?
I haven't seen it in a very long time.
Yeah,
We're
just thought about
not
that.
sexy enough, I guess.
I guess not. Or we all subscribe to it and they know they got us now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one of the two.
They already have our credit
They
card.
better be subbed to us, you know.
Yeah. All right, my favorite Pops unboxing has to be the Ghostbuster set unboxing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was
100%.
that was a struggle.
I can't believe that never came back in stock.
Me either, man. Why was something that big? We said it before. Something that big to get such a limited release, man. That thing kept on selling. I mean,
Well, I
Look
just
what it
want
sells
the,
for now.
I just want the bonus disc. That's all I want.
yeah. Chris says the shotgun and the oil rig is great.
Yeah.
All right, I'll never forget Johnny unboxing the big box of porn.
Busted my ass on that channel for 2 years, and that's the only video everybody's like, you know, he unboxed like 80 titles of porn, right?
Dude, it's like being that Ghostbuster set. I sit here and try to make videos, and the one that I'm fumbling the worst of is one everybody likes the most.
Yeah.
So why even try? Just get over here and be
Johnny, I
yourself,
don't want your giant box of porn.
I'm gonna watch a giant box of porn, Andy. Another great movie, very rewatchable. Allison, I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on the death of Dick Long Island. That artwork is something else. Yeah, I will be watching it. Just go to Gizmo's channel next Sunday. I'll be talking about it.
Next Sunday.
First Lady has political ambitions of her own. All right. Well, guys, that's it. We're caught up with the chat. We've done our top 5 honorable mentions. There we go. See, I forgot again. I'm getting old, guys. Y'all got to help me out. So we're going to do the honorable mentions now before I do something else stupid. I'm going to take myself off the big screen. All right, Johnny, what you got for your honorable mention, buddy?
So, like Brad messaged me earlier and just said, pull one honorable mention. I just pulled this because I freshly watched it last night. I was even telling Brian while I was watching this movie. There's something about this movie. Every time I come back to watch it, there's something special to it. I just didn't pick it because it's got a huge director's name on top of it, that's for sure. But that is none other than a film from 1983, 94 minutes, and that is Francis Ford Coppola's Rumblefish.
Hell yeah.
I know everybody loves Matt Dillon in this movie. Don't get me wrong. Like I was telling Brian, I love him too. He does great in this movie. I could watch every second of this movie. Every minute, every scene, frame in this movie belongs in its place. But I will watch anything with Mickey Rourke whatsoever in it. I don't care how bad he looks, how much shit somebody talks about him, his plastic surgery, or his acting. Mickey Rourke to me is like an acting god to me anyway. And he plays a great part in this right here. To see him so vulnerable and that whenever he finally does come back to his brother. And he's basically once upon a time known as a legend of like just being this very vicious gang leader. And he's kind of coming back and he's changed his ways. This film right here, I would definitely say has a hard punch at the end to it. You got to kind of break into this, not to spoil anything, but they got to break in this pet store, and he has this moment of thought where he's trying to liberate these fish, and the shit that plays out in this movie is just it's gut wrenching. But you will see a really young Lawrence Fishburne in this flick too, and his role is great in it. I'm trying to think of the guy's name, which I'm sure you guys will muddle it off right quick, but he's the guy. He's the son of the head gangster in Reservoir Dogs with Michael Madsen. They like wrestle around on the floor and all that shit. He's very young in this movie as well. Does a really good job. But yeah, honorable mentions. If you can grab this for $20 while it's on sale, I'd definitely say that's a very high recommendation right there. So that is Rumblefish.
Hell yeah. All right, I'm gonna rattle off like 7.
Chris Penn.
Boner Jams. Sorry,
Chris
Brian. I just had to throw that up there.
Yeah, Boner Jam. There you go. So first one I'm gonna do is Squid and the Whale, Noah Baumbach film. He's a little arty of a director, yes, but this one's pretty good. Takes place in the early '80s and stars Jesse Eisenberg, Laura Linney, and great performance by Jeff Daniels. Basically about these two kids growing up in the '80s, and the parents are getting a divorce. The divorce film, yeah. But this one's like 81 minutes long. Doesn't really overstay its welcome. Great performance by Jeff Daniels. One of my favorite performances he had ever done. Just an overall awesome movie. Highly recommend that one. Next one I got is film by this artsy, really weird chick named Miranda July, and this is Me and You and Everyone We Know. I know Hoax loves this movie too. It's got a John Hawkes is in this movie. I know you probably know who he is from Dusk Till Dawn, the opening scene. Shit, Benny's Liquors, whatever.
World of Blood.
Benny's World of Blood. But yeah, this is just really cool. One of those kind of indie movies, like this and Squid and the Whale are both like those mid-2000s indie movies that just like came and went, but nobody really talked about. I mean, they were kind of like a cult, like kind of like cult movies back then. This one kind of just takes a bunch of different stories and kind of just meshes them all together. They kind of intertwine and stuff like that towards the end of the movie. But one I always liked is Me and You and Everyone We Know. And then, of course, Rumblefish, like Johnny said. Fucking love this movie. Got the Eureka Steelbook as well. Great performances all around. Young Nicolas Cage in here, too. Francis Ford Coppola directed this. Awesome movie, underrated. 1969, The Honeymoon Killers. I recommend this one as well. This one is kind of like shot documentary style, which is pretty cool. About this couple that are just on a killing spree kind of thing. But yeah, that's them.
Yep.
That's that one. Punch Drunk Love is another recommendation. If you like Adam Sandler, you want to see him do something different, I'd recommend checking this one out. Paul Thomas Anderson film. Really, really weird kind of movie, but I enjoyed it a lot. Of course, you showed it in the intro. Princess Bride. I'm surprised nobody pulled this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's getting a 4K. I think it's going to be the same kind of packaging. It's like I don't know. It feels like a book. Like I know it's a digibook, but it's got like a different type of texture to it. But that's a great movie. And then Marlon Brando on the Waterfront, fantastic movie. Yeah, those are my.
Almost made it. Could have been a contender.
Yeah,
Could have been somebody.
those are my honorable mentions.
Yep, I have all of those too. Those are all great titles.
Somebody got my Marlon Brando joke. All right.
What'd you say?
I said that was a good one. It could have been a contender.
Oh, could have been the contender.
I could have been somebody. My number, whatever this would be, 6, honorable mention, is from Marty Scorsese's The Irishman. This is not the greatest movie, but even Marty at 70% of his powers, it's still a Marty movie, and it's a victory lap for De Niro, Pacino, Pesci, and Marty. I think this was a big cathartic experience for them. They just had so much fun doing it, and you get a sense of that with a little roundtable discussion between them that they just had a blast. And that's really what it is. It's kind of a celebration of their careers. And yeah, again, it's not historically accurate. I get it. That's a big gripe about this movie. But none of Marty's movies are historically accurate. I got news for you. A lot of, almost every Hollywood movie based on something real is not historically accurate, but they twisted it. They tweaked it for the story to make the story better. It is way too fucking long. I will give anybody that, but it's still worth having in your collection. This is the only way to get it. This is a Netflix property. They licensed it to Criterion just for this release. So if you like Marty at all, if you're a Marty fan, you got to have this in your collection. So it's like I said, it's not his best, but it's definitely a Criterion you need to own.
Yeah.
My first honorable, 2 of my honorable mentions actually got put into the rotation because people had already selected my films. But I did have some extra ones with me. I got The Game.
Oh yeah,
excellent movie. If you don't have this in your collection, definitely get this one. It's got a nice little twist in it. And then Blowout. I always like to recommend Blowout. It's another great one. John Travolta, Nancy Allen. Really good.
De Palma, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So 2 great recommendations.
Oh yeah.
Well, Tony, that was the one I had, was The Game.
Right.
But yeah, the great movie. Me and ex-wife seen it in theaters. It's fantastic. All the rest of my honorable mentions everybody already talked about. Night of the Living Dead, Days of Confused, Breakfast Club. I knew this would be Brian's number 1, so I laid it to the side. Blood Simple, and of course the great Raging Bull. The other 3 I have pulled, I guess I'll just show these real fast. I'm a big fan of this movie here. The ending of it, whatever, is kind of messed up. It's an anxiety-induced movie. I think this is a great movie by Adam Sandler. I did upgrade to the 4K. I gave Ryan the Blu-ray that I had. Big fan of that movie there. Dressed to Kill. This was a Dirk recommendation. I knew the movie. I'd never seen it. Watched this Criterion after I got it one of the sales. Really good time. Good ending. Great Michael Caine film. The other one was Scanners. Everybody knows about Scanners. I think this is a great film. I'm a big fan of Scanners. This is a great release. Crazy ass artwork. Yeah, so that's what I got as far as honorable mentions go.
That whole thing with you and Ryan. Do you ever see those fishing boats where the seagulls are just kind of flowing behind because they know that there's going to be stuff falling off the boat? That's Ryan. That lucky bastard. All your double orders and every time you upgrade, he's just like, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, well, a lot of times he'll just take it. I just give it to him. Oh, yeah, I'll take it. He probably gets it and just throws it in the drawer. But yeah, he looks up, especially whenever I accidentally order something twice. Before I send it back, hey man, you interested in this?
Yeah.
So, all right, let's see what we got out there from in the chat, and we'll get on out of here. Still got 31 people, man. We stayed over 30 pretty much all night, man. Pretty good.
Subscribe to Johnny's Boutique Podcast before you leave.
All right.
Let's get him to
600 out of nowhere. Just don't even know what happened.
Before you get to 600, I think you got to work on like 200.
Whatever the hell it is,
I said this is I subscribe to your channel, Johnny. No, Praying Mantis had to show that again. What was it? Boulder Jams 87? Is that what it was? What was the year? Mine is Fame. I guess.
This
Fame
is
1958.
And it would be great.
Raymond.
Speaking of Without a Face, The Man Without a Face would be a great Criterion movie with the Mel Gibson movie.
I think they were referring to Eyes Without a Face, which is the French film from the Criterion Collection. That's actually got a really brutal dissection of the face scene in that movie. If you guys have ever seen it, that's actually a really
I've never seen it.
But it's I think if I'm not mistaken, that's a French film, and I know For the majority of you guys, you're like, it's French.
I love French horror. I'm just using that as an example of, like I said, some lady losing her purse at the Eiffel Tower in 1940. I don't care about that shit. But something like that sounds good.
Another one would be Sisters with the late great Margaret Kidder.
I have Sisters on Arrow Video. That's a pretty good movie.
That's a De Palma film, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, Margaret Kidder, that's Superman's gal, right?
Yep.
Yeah, from Amityville.
And man, she's really young in that movie too, man. Like really, really young.
I've never been a huge fan of hers for some reason. I'm not going to hate on her, but I just personally, I've never been a huge fan of her.
Well, she definitely died penniless and absolutely broke from.
Yeah, she had a tough time of it, but she. I mean, she. Even when I was a kid, whatever, just her portrayal of Lois Lane, I know it's iconic and stuff like that. I ain't hating on it, but she's never been one of my favorites.
Gotcha.
But I've never heard of that movie before. I'd like to check it out. Sending my honorable mention is Mulholland Drive. Justin
Thoreau.
There you go. Naomi Watts and Laura Ellen Herring, directed by David Lynch.
That's a good movie.
Great jump scare.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Sydney. Another would be Blue Velvet, my favorite David Lynch film.
That
Blue Velvet. It's a great movie.
Should have been in the honorable mentions by somebody.
Yeah. I love that movie too, Brian. Miss Caveman loves Squid in the Well. I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Yeah, it says Francis Ford Coppola, Matt Dillon, Mickey Rourke. Shit, man, that's all you had to say.
Yeah.
In my mind, I just read that just like Samuel L. Jackson.
Anthony,
that's all you had to say.
Pick it up, Anthony. You'll like it.
Yeah, back and forth, yo.
Yeah, that's from one of the movies.
Rumblefish and Honeymoon Killer are very good movies.
Mm-hmm.
Mother is the Blob, 1958.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
got
pick
that one. I
that
haven't watched it. I've seen it, but I hadn't watched that release. Stella on the Waterfront, fantastic movie. My last one would be Solaris. Ending to the Irishman is so depressing and realistic, so I love it. It sticks with you long after you watch it.
Yeah.
I never made it to the end of the movie.
Yeah. That nursing home.
I tried.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
even
another
Robert
honorable mention
Niro
is
is
Bicycle
walking down
Thieves.
the hall. He's just walking down the hall and just kind of just loses his balance very slowly, falls, and there's nobody there.
Hell yeah, I just got Blowout. Awesome, Tony.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, Coco Dutch says Forever. And Baldrake says the Game, The Clown.
Yeah, I love the game. I think that's one of their lighter, definitely the lightest Criterion release I've ever seen as far as features and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Arrow's got a really nice release of the game. Big limited box and everything.
Yep.
To Anthony. Caveman says, could be said about some of the streams and box openings. Princess Bride quote, Grandpa, wait, just wait, grandson, when it goes. When does it get good, Grandpa? Keep your shirt on.
Oh, yeah. Columbo.
Yeah, I've been subbed to Johnny since the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chris just subbed to Johnny.
Good.
So there's two.
Once again, convincing me that they're the same person, back to back knowing and commenting about me and you and everyone we know.
Yeah. Could be.
We need you back, Johnny.
And you'll put some on a spotlight really quick.
Put the bat signal up.
Hell yeah, Alan. Even though Kino has Dress to Kill in 4K, you got to keep that Criterion for the special features. Yep.
Now I gotta get that Kino 4K. I love that movie. God almighty.
Oh,
A lot of tranny talk
have great
tonight.
taste.
A lot of movies with trannies in them tonight.
All right, Eyes Without a Face special features has some real brutal shit worth getting for the history.
Hey, just to make matters worse, I was drinking a tranny beer.
Here you go. It all comes around, you see.
Well, that was a queer beer.
Yeah. All-inclusive beer.
Non-praying Manus, is there a specific criteria for the Criterion collection?
Whatever they think. That's the
Yeah,
criteria.
they know what's best.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Ooh.
Yeah, Lost Highway is a must for an honorable great.
Oh yeah.
Non-praying Manus' Kidder was great in Black Christmas. Yeah, she was good in that. I shouldn't hate on Kidder. I don't know. Maybe I'm an asshole, but she's never been my favorite.
When Alan hates somebody, it's forever. I don't care what they do. They could cure cancer. And he's
Yeah.
like, you know what? She's
I just
still
think
old.
Superman could have done better than her. I mean, Jesus Christ, he's the Man of Steel. He could have done better.
It's kind of like saying, like, Margaret Kidder, you can kind of look at her kind of like Uma Thurman, where you're just kind of like, I mean, like, she's great and all, but like for the appealing man's eye, like
She was cast based on the shape of her feet. Uma Thurman.
There you go.
So I guess when Margaret Kidder, when Lois Lane got ate up by the earthquake, you would have just rather him not go back
Just
in
move
time.
on, man. You just move on. I mean, use that energy that you used to spin the earth backwards, whatever. Just you're Superman.
Yeah.
Still.
You can have anybody. You're super.
Somebody bring up the Tilly sisters. Or imprint films.
Yeah, I would have went with Meg instead of Jennifer. Yeah, but that's just me.
That Saw box set.
Yeah, the Saw box set. Yeah.
I saw another positive review about that, by the way.
From
yeah.
who?
Yeah, from Just the Discs.
Really?
Yeah. He claimed it was a great set.
That's nice, man. Good for him.
I did glue my one broken piece back off, and I got just the thing sitting over there, mainly as a reminder not to do nothing stupid. I'm sitting there shopping on my screen. I look at that and it reminds me not to do nothing stupid. Be careful before you buy something. So,
Go.
You see those new big box sets that they've got coming, directed by. They've got one for
Walter Hill.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's another one.
Jennifer Connelly.
Yep.
Yeah, the Walter Hill was supposed to come out like last summer, end of last summer, and it got postponed for some reason.
There's a Gene Hackman one too.
Gene Hackman. Yep.
Yeah, they can keep them. I would like to have the Walter Hill set, but I'm not paying that much for it. They wanted like $150 for it, I think. Something crazy. Oh, Chris, I have that 4K of Lost Highway. Dirk loved that movie. That's true. I will get to the bottom of this someday. Dirk says Vampire is another one must have if you dig history of horror.
Yep.
Straight. Amen.
Haxon
Good
too.
pick, Dirk.
Yeah,
Okay, says I don't count Tony because I was already subbed to Johnny. Nice reference, Johnny. The Innocence is another great one, says Dirk.
Yeah, Innocence is good.
Yeah, Kate Winslow said Trini and Johnny need to collaborate. They get it.
Shit, Trini knows a whole hell of a lot more about movies than I do. I talked to him on the phone for like 20 minutes, and that dude already had me spending like $400. I was like, that guy's on a whole nother level. Woo.
Kevin said, "Does it make it a community beer?" Sorry, Trini, just please don't delete me. Don't delete me. Non-praying man says, "The school pops. I'm guilty for the same." Margot Kidder suffered in Superman 3 because she was vocal about being upset about Donner being fired from Superman 3. Yeah, Brian, did you notice he didn't take it out of the box? Something tells me his was.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah.
He didn't even take it out of the box.
Damn, y'all calling people out now on YouTube? Damn, like what happened to y'all, man? God almighty.
You can only take so much. Water says y'all need to do Masters of Horror series. Yeah, that would be a good one.
If we can get a hold of this series, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not everyone, great stream. Appreciate it, Kate, man. We've been going almost 3 hours, 35 people out there, man. You can't complain. It's been a good one.
Yep.
So anybody got anything they want to promote or anything before we get out of here? Anything coming up?
I was just going to say that I was definitely going to hold up for that top 5. I was definitely going to hold up Night of the Hunter, but all you guys know what a big fan of that movie I am. And that was a blind buy for me, like what, maybe 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely want to look into the Kino Lorber 4K. But as Brian just said a while ago, unfortunately, we all know with Kino, they kind of go on the cheap side as far as special features. So is the scan at least better than the Criterion?
Yes.
Superior in any way where it's going to be like, okay, like my $18 is going to go forward, or is that just a loss?
I would go for it.
Okay.
Yep. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., I've got a top 5 Criterion on my channel. It's a conversation with David from Film Collector Archive. So this is the second one I've done in 2 weeks of our top 5 recommendations, and then I've got another Criterion video coming out Monday where I take a trip to Barnes & Noble and I meet up with James, 20th and 21st Century Movies.
Nice.
And then tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, I will be on the Mid-Levolution live stream on Ken's channel.
Well, that needs the support extra.
So another
There'll only
late
be
night.
40,000 people watching that one, so
Another late night.
make sure you hype that one up.
That'll be later than tonight for sure.
I know it. I have to go to work too.
That'll be 6 hours.
So tomorrow, Coco and I are going to be doing an out and about video for the Criterion sale. Actually,
Oh,
so we're going to actually do the whole thing.
yeah.
That'd be fun.
The various WTFs coming up. Next one we're going to do is Raw. Me, Johnny, Alan, Anthony, maybe Brian, maybe Benicio. It just depends on the schedule. But Johnny's in, Alan's in, Anthony's in, but it's going to be Raw. Same director as Titan. So that'll be coming up in a week or so.
Yeah, I want to watch that so we can get on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works out good because I gotta watch it for the Gizmo stream, so I knock out 2 on one movie. Jay says Imprint is a brutal one and Masters of Horror hands down my favorite. Please know who films at home. Yeah, Trina says still need to see Raw. I don't know what the hell I got coming up. I'm gonna be on Brad's WTF stream. I am finally gonna do an unboxing video tomorrow. I have got almost as tall as I am sitting in this chair. I got like 9 packages I gotta open. So I'm gonna film a big unboxing stream tomorrow. Hopefully, be up by tomorrow night.
Nice.
So I got to get to that. They've been stacking up on me. So I got that coming up. Another review from the dungeon coming up this week, hopefully. And I think that's about it, like off the top of my head. So
Give us a hint on what that next review is going to be.
Nah, I'm gonna save that one. And I got 3 different ones. I'm trying to decide which one I want to do next. I'm gonna eventually do all 3 of them, but I'm trying to decide which one I want to do next. But yeah, man, those are fun to do. Like I said, they're catching on a little bit, so they'll get there.
Great reviews.
Brian, Masters of Horror on Amazon, $13. Season 1.
Yeah, there's like 6 different ones.
Yeah, I think Brian's probably referring to those very limited box sets that they actually did. That was like
a
gravestone, and the other one would be like
yes, man. I hate that I missed out on those.
Me too.
I remember seeing them, and I just let them go by.
Yep.
And now look at them now. You go on eBay, and it's just like, man, I can't shell out that much money for that. And they're not really well made. I've seen them unboxed, and I'm just like, oh, it's like thin plastic. So
it would have been nice to get back in the day, though.
Yeah, it's a great series, though. So,
well, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. Brian says goodbye. So we could just wait on Brian. There we go. All right, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. Thank y'all for being here. Of course, all these guys on here, they're the best. You guys are awesome. Thank y'all. And we will be back soon with another one. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and see y'all soon.
See y'all.
Bye.